Hey, welcome back to the Midnight Kebab podcast. Grab a homie, grab a kebab, grab a pillow. We finna get right into it, dude. How you been doing, Niloy?
Not good, bro.
Not good? What's been happening, man? Tell me about it.
We can't. I just learned that none of us can count. That's so sad.
No, I can count, and the guest can count. By the way, we're not gonna announce him yet, but the guest can definitely count. I'm pretty sure it's just you, Niloy. If I have to be honest.
Hey man,
I don't know where you learned to count, dude, but that bang the school ain't it, dude.
dude, relax, man. Jeez, we just started and you're already going off. For what? What reason?
That was, dude, because I'm excited to be here, man. I'm happy to be back. We have a fire fucking guest today. Let me bring it in. Fuck, that was not good. All right, just say hi, Kelvin. What the
Yo,
fuck?
what's up? It's me, Kelvin.
Hey, Kelvin.
Hey, how you been doing, Kelvin?
I've been all right. Just chilling.
Just chilling?
It's about how I like to
Alright.
describe it.
Cool, man. Is anyone gonna ask me how I've been,
Nope.
or
No, honestly,
sorry.
let's
I'm
move
just
on.
not really that interested in it.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
all right? So we're gonna ask you some questions, Kelvin.
Oh.
We're gonna get into basically your life.
hmm
We want to know every little detail.
Okay.
But first, just some quick news that I feel like I had to say. YouTube has been at it again, demonetizing and blocking a bunch of independent media. And I hear a lot of people, especially older generations, say that, once the internet came about, it became impossible to limit information or control information. And I honestly think that's the most stupid thing I've heard because, if they controlled the established media, why wouldn't they control the internet media? And that's what you've been seeing. So if you're interested in that, that's some news that you can follow up on. I just thought I'd say it because it was really sad to see a lot of the news sources that I see get completely blocked or blacklisted or demonetized. Um, do you have anything like that you want to say, Niloy?
No,
Or should we just get into it?
there's
No?
not been any news, or
All
I
right,
haven't
fair
been
enough.
reading the news. I should say. There's probably been
I
news.
have been reading news, but like that, I didn't see too much. There was only the YouTube thing.
Ah, okay.
Um, yeah, and I always hate when that happens, but whatever.
Right. Yeah. No. Hate that stuff.
See. Um,
Dude, can I ask?
right, Kelvin, where were you born? Or yeah, isn't that where we start? Where were you born, Kelvin?
It's usually a good place to start.
No, dude, can I ask him the first
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Kelvin, Kelvin.
Yes.
Why
friend.
are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
Try.
Your lack of dating females.
My lack of dating females.
That's what I would say.
That's
No,
a
I'm
different.
kidding. I'm kidding.
It's a
I'm
very
kidding.
different question to start, right?
No, Mattis, you start. You start. I'm kidding.
All right, okay. I think I'm probably gonna need to start this one. Yeah. So where the fuck were you born?
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
Africa or Italy?
No, yeah, I was born in Italy, the
I
city
knew
of
it.
Bologna.
Yeah, me and Nilo were discussing. I was convinced you were born in Africa.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So your parents met in Italy, or
Yeah, they met in Rome,
what's the story?
but
Right.
yeah. Well, the time they met, the time I was like, there's quite a while. There's, it was quite a while after they met that I was born.
Right.
So yeah.
So they were happy until you were born.
Oh no, that's not quite
No?
what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay. So it's a little more complicated,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's maybe not your story to tell.
That's what I'm.
Um,
Yeah. No,
But
yeah.
yeah. So how long did you stay in Italy?
Well, after
And
I
where'd
was
you go after
born, the
that?
thing is that at the time that I was born, despite the fact that I was born in Italy, my mother was actually not living in Italy. She was working in the Dominican Republic for the UN,
Mm-hmm.
and she only went back to Italy so that she could give birth around her family, so that her sisters and her family would be there to help her.
Okay.
Therefore, I was only there in Italy for a few months when I was born.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got back on the plane with my mom, and we went to the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's completely different from what I had understood.
Wait, dude.
No,
So,
no, no.
That's
have you ever been to Africa?
Yes, I have been to Africa. I've
No, but,
lived
like,
in
to-
Africa
Alright,
as
and-
well.
Oh, okay.
okay. And where's your dad from?
My dad is from Liberia, Western African
Oh,
country.
okay. All right. I had no idea which country you came from, by the way,
Mm,
in Africa.
okay, nice.
So sorry about that.
That's all right.
No, dude, it's
Uh,
actually so bad. Like we've been your friend for how long, and we had no idea what country in Africa you lived in.
Wow, yeah, no, my feelings are just hurt, man. Wow, I didn't realize it was like this.
but luckily, you have good friends who did know where you came from,
Yes,
mainly Max and Antonio, and
they are
so
some
thanks
of
to
my
them,
friends, and I do believe they
yeah.
know this. Yes.
So I was able to prepare for the interview because they told me where you came from.
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank
Because,
you.
dude, what I thought, like, Mattis this morning, he asked me, "Do you know where Kelvin was born?" I'm like, "Yeah, he was born in Italy." He's like, "But wasn't he also born in Africa?" I'm like, "No."
What? Wasn't he also born in Africa?
Yeah, because I don't know. I've always had the suspicion, probably due to your skin color, that you're not fully Italian.
Ah, well, I'm not fully
Um,
Italian, yeah, but
so I imagine
unfortunately,
that you were born in
I
Africa,
can only be
right?
born in one place. So
Oh, right. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That ended
I'm
up being
starting to
Italy.
understand now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But okay, so then so when do you go to Liberia then, or did I not understand?
When did I go to Liberia? I've never lived in
Did you ever
Liberia.
live? Oh,
I
well,
visited
that's
quite a few times, like throughout my childhood
you
to
did.
visit. Yeah,
Did you see any of the monuments? I have some of them here.
some of the
That I
monuments in
thought were
Liberia.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, like Sasstown Rocks. Apparently, they have some cool looking rocks over there.
Ah, no, I haven't seen the
Did you
Sastan rocks.
did you see the giant footprint?
I don't believe I've seen the giant footprint either. You see, you could be
It's
completely
like,
making this up, and I wouldn't know.
dude, it's no, I swear, it's super
No, this
fascinating.
sounds
They have a little
interesting. Yeah,
museum.
yeah, yeah.
There's a footprint, and it's like twice, or I would say between 2 and 3 times the size of a normal human.
Okay, and it's just preserved.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like a little thing you can go
Where
and
do they
see.
have this footprint?
I forgot the town, man. I'm sorry, but it's
Nice.
definitely in Liberia.
But is it just in the dirt?
No, it's like it's they raised the dirt a little bit where it was,
All right.
so you can
Yeah,
really
that
check it
sounds
out from
sick.
all different angles.
I'll have to come. I'll have to go visit that next time I'm there.
So,
Yeah,
Mattis,
did you go to Chimpanzee Island?
Sorry?
Chimpanzee Island,
No, but I do. I
dude.
think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, but are you really from Liberia then? Because I just named like these are the main three attractions, and you haven't seen any of them.
Nah, yeah. Well, you see, I've been, as I said, I've been to Liberia a few times throughout my childhood, but
Right.
I've never had a regular basis of going back there, and also, I haven't been there as much recently, so it's been quite a while.
So
Therefore,
your memory's not
yeah, I
as
don't
clear.
remember all of my times in Liberia. I've been meaning
Right.
to
Right.
go recently, but as you know, there's a bit of a there's a few travel restrictions in place, and it's a little bit ill-advised at in this specific moment in
Have you
time.
gone since they had Ebola? Because I
Since they
believe
had
that's where
Ebola,
it started, right?
uh,
Yeah.
uh, I can't remember if that's where it started, but they definitely had a lot of Ebola, and they may have been the center
Mm-hmm.
with the highest number of cases at a time.
Mm.
I remember at the time, I decided like it was a similar situation where I was considering going to visit family, but because
Yep.
there was such a big virus going around, I decided that it was probably better not to go with my mom.
Yeah, that
So
sounds quite smart.
yeah, so that was another time, I guess, similar to the times we're in right now, where I decided not to go because of a kind of virus.
Yeah,
But
an
obviously, in this
illness. Yeah,
case, it's just travel in general is ill advised.
true.
Hmm.
Neil, do you have any questions for the homie about Africa?
Yes, here
no,
I
no,
am
dude.
the Africa expert.
Dude.
Before I give any opinions on Africa, I'd like to state my Africa credentials, just to
All
make
right,
sure
go
everyone
ahead.
understands. So
Mhm.
I am half African. My dad is fully African, Liberian, as I said.
But
Yeah,
is he Liberian Americano or Liberian
no,
Liberian?
he's fully Liberian. Yeah,
Is he Kepele, Basa, Americo, or Grepo?
I don't know any of these words.
These are the main tribes, dude. I thought you were Liberian.
No,
Dude,
there is
Mattis,
my family does have a bit of tribal history, but I'm not too knowledgeable on it
Mattis literally
in
just
this
found
moment
out.
of time.
Mattis literally just found out today that you're half Liberian, and he just
Yeah,
researched
yeah,
a bunch of
no,
stuff.
no, yeah. I'm pretty sure what's happened is that Mattis, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm getting a feel of Mattis went and he looked up Liberia on Wikipedia, And now he's just trying to
I did.
attack me with Liberia facts. See whether or not
Yeah, I
they're
did.
sticking or not.
Yeah, and what the consensus I'm getting at is that I don't think you're really Liberian, dude.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I always had the suspicion, right? Maybe you just faked it for the street cred.
Ah, so would you say that I'm someone who's grown up with a lot of street cred? Is that your
Yeah,
opinion on me? Ah, yes.
yeah. I think your hair helps. I think
Right.
the fact that you're half African, like Italian. How more exotic can you get? You know?
Okay, but you see, none of the things you've said so far are not true. I am half African, and I do have some sick
Okay,
hair.
then let me ask you this: why was it originally called the Pepper Coast
What is the Pepper
when
Coast? Dude,
Europeans
I don't
took
know
it?
what the Pepper Coast is.
It's Liberia, dude. You're so lost. You
I'm
need to
so
go back.
lost.
You have to call your family. You gotta apologize. You
Ah,
gotta say
yes,
sorry to your
yes.
grandparents. You know.
Why do I feel
I
like
think it's
that?
time to go back.
Like, Nilo, give me your opinion on this. But I feel like if I did something similar to Mattis, he also
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to answer this many questions.
Oh,
No,
dude,
Mattis
what
would.
about
Mattis would.
Bolivia?
Mattis would. He's
Ah,
from
you
Bolivia,
do?
Yeah, I
dude. He knows
definitely
all
would.
the ins and outs of
Is he the
Bolivia.
Bolivia expert?
Yeah.
Oh,
I am the Bolivia
I've
expert.
been.
Dude. Ask me anything. Go ahead.
When was Bolivia? When did Bolivia become a country?
So Bolivia became a country when Simón Bolívar liberated us from the
Nice,
Spanish
nice.
colonials
What year? What year?
in 1790 84.
Ooh.
Wait, I feel
I
like
haven't. I don't think that's true.
I was about to say we need to fact check that.
Nah, he's
No?
definitely wrong, but it's
Yeah.
okay. He at least I know he knows about the founding. That's
Hmm.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Simón Bolívar.
yeah, yeah.
He liberated. He was from Colombia actually, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I remember
Uh,
learning about him when I lived in Central America.
yeah, because he liberated a lot of countries down
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
but we're the only real G's who
Who
named our
named our
country
country?
after him.
Sick.
Dude, so Kelvin, you just ruined Mattis's list because he had a bunch of questions surrounding Libya or Liberia.
About
Sorry.
Libya.
Liberia, sorry, dude.
No, Liberia.
And turns out you know nothing about Liberia.
Okay,
I
wait.
know a few
okay,
things about Liberia, but I don't know.
Okay, what do you know about Liberia?
What
Tell
do I
me
know
what you
about
do know
Liberia?
about Liberia.
Well, obviously, I know the capital. And that's the most important thing that anyone. It's really hard to know that about a country unless you actually come from there.
So what is the capital? Dude?
Oh, the capital of Liberia is Monrovia. It's named after.
Wrong.
Oh, wrong. just
No, I'm
wrong.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
should
named
be.
after President Monroe in the States. Because obviously,
Right, and
yeah.
why is it named after an American president?
There's been a lot of American influence in the country. I don't want to say anything wrong, so I hope I don't get this
Well,
wrong. Yeah?
Okay, I'm gonna throw in a fact because I actually found this fascinating
Okay,
about
okay.
Liberia.
hmm
So Liberia is the only country on Earth that was colonized by African Americans,
Yeah.
which is a little weird. So the way that worked was that
Is it
in the
technically?
1800s,
Would it be colonizing?
yeah, it did become
Okay,
colonizing.
okay.
It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
that's the ironic part because it was free slave or ex-slaves,
Exactly.
so
Yes.
slaves who had been freed,
Yes.
and through an American sponsorship, so like the government was funding it.
hmm
Some of them sailed back to Africa and they settled in Liberia.
Yes, I did notice.
But of course, they were kind of distant from the locals, so they started basically a colony. And there was a few civil wars and stuff, but it
Yes.
seems to be all right for
No,
the
it's
time
been
being.
quite a. Yeah, there's been a lot of difficult times in the country for sure.
Yeah, and you'll see that a common theme with the countries that Kelvin visits is a horrible
Oh
past. You know?
Jesus!
But
I mean,
we'll get
a
to
lot
that.
of countries have a horrible past if you look into them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm not saying you're responsible.
Oh,
Do you feel
do
responsible?
I feel responsible? That's a hard question for you to ask me. Honestly, feel that yeah, but only maybe not in the way you're thinking. I feel responsible in the way that why haven't I invented a time machine yet that could have fixed all these issues in these countries?
Okay. So if you had a time machine and you went back to the 1800s,
I wouldn't go back to the 1800s.
Okay, but you said you want to fix the civil wars.
Nah.
between the
I'm just saying I
Americas.
feel bad because I haven't made a time machine. But if I had a time
Oh,
machine,
so it's somebody else.
I would not go back in time and
Oh,
do
so
all
you'd
this
make
stuff.
somebody else do it.
Well, no. I would allow other people to do it if they wanted to.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I just make time machine probably. If that was the scenario.
All right. Niloy, I have a question for
Yeah,
you.
what's up?
Which country do you think is worse off economically, Bangladesh or Liberia?
Liberia.
Ooh.
Liberia.
Wrong, Bangladesh.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, that
The
can't be true.
population density, bro.
Bro, I feel like there's some propaganda going on. I think we need to fact check this.
Dude, no, no. Actually, Liberia is quite fine with their economics, apart
Well,
from Ebola.
Liberia, I think, also receives and has received a lot of aid from the United States over
Yeah, yeah.
time.
I did.
And that's
I did
also
read
why,
that.
like, the place that I have been to the most in Liberia is the capital, Monrovia. And it does,
Mm.
when I did visit, it does seem inspired in, like, American, you know, like, city structure
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, it is. If someone wants to look it up in their free time, it is quite fascinating to see the photos of old Liberia, because you have a lot of like, yeah, these ex-slaves, African Americans, who then start acting and running societies very similar to the Americas, and it's but without any white people, obviously. So that's kind of
It's
interesting to
very
see.
interesting, yeah. It's a very unique city, well, sorry, not city, country, and, like, situation for them
Country,
to
yeah.
be in.
Dude, don't call the great country Liberia a city, dude. Do I have to remind you of your own
No,
country's
you
worth?
don't need to remind me of that. Thank you for trying, though.
I bet. Right. So where did you go to after?
After.
Oh, wait, wait.
After where?
No,
Because, yeah,
because
these
you
aren't
clearly
in...
didn't live.
Yeah.
Right, because you didn't live in
Yeah,
Liberia.
no.
You just happened to come from
I
there.
can run through these quickly, if you'd like.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Sure.
was born in Bologna, Italy.
Same.
Then I moved to the Dominican Republic with my mom. And then I've moved
Right.
to quite a few other countries, all because of my mom's job in the United Nations, where at the time she had a position where, and she still has a job where she'll change her posting well, it depends on the time period, but it's usually around every 4 years. And
Right,
these
right.
can be different countries, they can be within the same country. But in my childhood, it's always been different countries.
Right, and that really makes family life difficult as well, right?
I guess it
I mean,
depends. Uh,
I know a lot of friends, obviously, from these circles, because my mom also worked
yeah,
for the UN and all
yeah,
that. And it's quite like, if you're, because it's quite common to meet your let's say your significant other at work, right?
exactly, yeah.
Or even if you don't, if you just meet them in a country, then that other person has to be prepared to follow you to a new country every 4 years.
Yeah, if you think
Otherwise,
about
you
it, it's
can't
a
really be
terrible way
together.
to meet people
Yeah,
while you're
it's really
moving
hard to
around
have a
like
family, I
this.
think. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, when you meet the right person, things just click, you know?
Yeah, I'm so happy that everything went so well for your
Thank
family.
you, thank you. I'm glad it went really well for yours as well.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. You too, Nila.
Yeah, cheers, man. No worries.
If anything, yeah, Nila, you probably had the best family for a bit at
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
I would say.
I,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll save family stuff for another episode on the podcast.
We're straight
Yeah, yeah.
comparing family trauma.
Dude, I
We
actually
take that.
I wanted to do a Father's Day
Oh.
podcast with us three.
That would be the
I thought that would be
Oh,
quite
yeah.
funny.
that could either be the best podcast ever or like the saddest podcast.
The saddest, just the saddest.
Dude, we're all three gonna get beatings when we
Just
see
1
it.
hour and a
Oh,
half
well,
of
two of
crying.
us.
Well, I mean, two
Yeah.
of you might get beatings.
Two of us might get beatings. Yeah, I had to fix my sentence there.
It's tough, man.
Talking
Yeah, man.
about significant others, dude. Kelvin, do you have your significant other?
Do I have Why are you saying that? Like I have a significant other.
Have you,
Yeah, who is
have
it?
you
Who is it?
found
We've been
the
dying
one?
to know.
Who is my significant other?
Yeah.
Well, I think that the only way I can answer that is by saying the other me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right, so your ego is so big that you fell in love with yourself?
I mean, that tends to happen to me, but I don't know if I'd say that like in general, but it happens to me
Oh, okay.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
On
just
certain
yesterday I
nights.
was thinking like, because I just felt happy, and I was like, I wonder why I feel so happy. Then I just remembered it's because I love myself.
dude, that's actually so true. Man.
Right.
Mattis, are you happy?
Yeah, I'm
Do you
happy,
love-
but that's not because I love
Ah,
myself.
okay.
I mean, I do love myself, but it's because I'm Danish. It's because I'm Danish,
It's
apparently.
because I'm Danish.
That makes no sense to me. You see, I'd be depressed if I was Danish.
How?
No, okay, so that joke came from because I had a lot of people staying over my house for a second,
For a
just a
second.
few
Yeah,
days.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And they were obviously from a bunch of different nationalities. We had Russian, American, Chinese, Italian, and Malaysian. And I was the only happy person in the fucking room, and everyone was talking about how depressed they are, and
Nice,
then I was
nice.
like, oh, it must be because I'm Danish.
And who talked the most out of all those nationalities?
Who talked the
Yeah,
most?
yeah, yeah. Who did you feel was the
Uh,
most talkative person?
oh, the American Russian one for
Okay,
sure.
okay. And who do you feel was the least talkative person over that period of time?
The Italian,
Oh, really?
but that's not typical. It's just because well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna shout out his name. It's Ale,
Ah.
and he's just not good at talking. Just to put it blunt.
Also,
Okay.
dude, to clarify,
Trick some people have.
if there's anyone from Denmark that's watching, I don't actually like hate Denmark. It's just a joke that we have. It's an inside joke.
No, you definitely hate
No,
them.
no, I
An inside
love
joke with who?
me and Mattis. Me and Mattis.
I don't see the joke, dude.
That,
I
that
think it's
doesn't seem
hate-
like a
hate
joke.
speech.
It's I actually love Denmark, but whenever Mattis tells me anything that's related to Denmark, I'll just shit on Denmark just because it's
Nice.
funny.
Dude, you have no. What do you mean you love Denmark? You have no idea what Denmark even looks like. You have zero
Nah,
clue.
Dude,
Dude.
I've seen
Denmark
you
has a
one.
bunch of those, like, you know, those circular things, green circles.
Frisbees?
No. Frisbees, like.
No, I meant like places where people live. Like,
Oh, the Instagram post.
yeah.
That's been
That
going
thing
around.
I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
one time. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I know a lot
I
about
never saw one
Denmark.
of those in real life.
Mm.
Oh, you do? Tell me, what do you know about Denmark, man?
That thing I just described.
Oh, Neil, what do you know about Denmark?
You're from there.
Actually, I do know about
Right.
Denmark. I had a Danish childhood friend growing up.
Oh, you never told me that.
He didn't teach me anything about Denmark, and that didn't have anything to do with me knowing about Denmark. And despite
Oh.
saying that I do actually know something about Denmark, the only thing I was gonna say was that I imagine they have fish that I would like to eat there because I'm a very big fan of
Yeah,
herring.
we got fish. Oh yeah, we got plenty
and
of
I
that.
like places that have
I
herring.
had a whole lot of herring for Christmas actually.
Oof, I adore herring.
Oh really?
Mhm.
Oh, you should come to Netherlands, man. They also have a big herring. culture.
That's I was so sad when our trip to the Netherlands got canceled last year.
Dude,
And one of the
Yeah,
very
me
big
too,
reasons
totally.
was because for months I'd been looking forward to having herring in Amsterdam.
herring, yeah?
Well,
You're looking forward to herring in Amsterdam.
oh, you like hairy girls? Getting back to your significant other. Yeah. So Valentine's Day is coming up, right?
Oh yes, I've heard of such a holiday.
Yeah. Shout out to Michelle, by the way. She was angry that I didn't shout her out in the last 2 episodes, so I'm gonna have to shout her out now. And Valentine's Day is coming up, so
I was
we're
hoping
gonna
you
have some
just
fun.
wouldn't mention her ever. Just let
Oh,
let
yeah.
the viewers, not know about what your relationship status was.
Oh, that would be funny, but I guess it's too late. But who are you gonna be spending Valentine's Day with?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Just myself. No, I'll probably go find a way to annoy some of my friends on Valentine's. Some of my other
Kelvin.
single friends. Just
Kelvin,
be
what's
single
your
together.
Kelvin? What's your ideal kind of guy? Because I'm assuming that's what you're into.
Why would you assume that, my friend?
Because you told me the other night.
I have never told you such a thing.
That's
Because
because you were.
I know. I mean, I happen to know that you're scared of girls, right?
No. This is a misconception that I have spread about myself, and that
Okay,
you
then
have also
then
spread about me.
why don't you talk to girls then?
Why don't I talk to girls? I do talk to girls.
Yeah.
Your mom does not
Okay,
count.
but like seriously talk. Yeah, your mom doesn't count.
Okay, I think I can probably say I do talk to girls who are not my mom.
Your sister,
Oh, really?
your sister
Yeah,
also
yeah.
does not count.
Oh, dang. I think there might still be a few, thankfully.
Right.
Right. So then how come you've never had a girlfriend?
Never had a girlfriend. I did. I have had a girlfriend actually. In the
Alright,
sixth
so you were
grade,
like-
I had a girlfriend for 3 days.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Clearly you're an expert.
Exactly. So don't come at me with baseless accusations, my friend.
So did she really break your heart that bad in the 6th grade?
Did she break
you
my
had
heart?
to leave
No,
that-
no,
You had to leave all of that behind.
no, not really. I haven't experienced too much heartbreak in my life, I'd say.
So like when are you gonna get a girlfriend?
When I get, it's just something about me, man. I'm just waiting for the right girl to come along. I don't know what to tell you.
Right. So who would that right girl be? Like a guy
Say
or
like you know your podcast co-host,
Mm.
yeah,
like maybe like the exact opposite of him.
Ah.
right,
'Cause,
right,
yeah, the opposite would have to be female, obviously.
right.
You'd assume.
He's the ultra masculine
Yeah,
alpha
yeah,
male.
no,
So.
no, he's extremely masculine, and just that's all I have to say. He's just.
Oh,
You can't see me right
it's
now.
it's
but
important to
So,
know your dislikes before you know what you're looking for. You know?
I don't know if you guys can see me
oh
right now,
yeah.
but I'm flexing. I'm flexing right now.
Are,
Ultimate
are,
male.
are you
I can't see
are
you.
you
Why
asking
would
the
we see you?
listeners or us?
Anyone who cares.
Why would we see you?
Anyone who cares.
Ay, ay, ay.
God.
Also, yeah, my
This is going
also yeah, my
downhill.
video
Man.
is on Discord, by the way. If you guys want to also turn your videos on Discord.
No, I'm not turning my video on.
No, I'm also not turning my video on. I'm
Yeah,
scared
this
of
is a
you.
podcast. Also, dude, I'm looking at the podcast like outline, dude. I'm not trying to look at Discord.
I'm doing both.
Oh, all right. You must have a lot of eyes.
He has 4 eyes.
True. So you're not gonna tell us more about girls. I have a feeling.
But
You're a little
what
shy
else am
around
I
that, huh?
meant to tell you about girls?
Dude, I heard once that you were into girls with colored hair or something.
Oh, this is something that you specifically have bullied me for.
Yeah, because I think that's whack. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
I
So.
wouldn't say that I'm into girls with colored hair. I just think that certain kinds of styles of hair that sometimes involve dyeing it look quite nice.
No, okay, Kelvin, let me ask you this. What's your ideal kind of girl?
What's my ideal kind of girl?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to put that out there for the entire world to know, you know.
Dude, it's Valentine's Day. We're gonna release this the day after. All the lonely girls gonna be listening,
Oh.
crying that they didn't have anyone
You're right.
to spend the night with. So like,
I'll take advantage of this
You know.
platform, you know.
Of course.
yeah, shoot your shot, man.
Yeah.
Because you know we already get like 1 million views every episode.
True, man.
Yes, exactly. No, but I wouldn't necessarily say I have an ideal type of girl.
Would she have to listen to your shitty music or?
My music, in terms of the music I like,
Yeah.
I'd say my taste in music is immaculate, and I think that any girlfriend I have will be privileged to be able to enjoy the same kind of music that I listen to.
Would you get jealous if like she low key has better music than you?
Would I get jealous? No, but I've thought about this, and I would honestly, it would just be better if she had better taste in music than me, because that way I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about playing music, and I can just ask her to play music.
True.
So
True.
you know, if anyone wants to date me, you can play your music all the time as long as it's not bad.
Right. So that's also why you said the opposite of Nila, I guess, because everyone
Yes,
knows.
exactly.
I
don't even know what Nilo listens to, bro.
Astaghfirullah, guys. This is not okay. This is actually haram. This is bullying.
Haram.
No, we need
Although
to
I will
actually
say that if a girl played me what's the guy, the Mahmoud.
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 Yeah. If a girl played me that, I would listen to it. However, every time Nilo plays it for me, I will never listen to it.
Dude, you're so mean.
I don't think I've ever listened to it.
Dude, Mahmoud is actually so good. You guys are just haters for no reason.
No, I know he's good, but it's just because you
Okay.
play him. So I've just decided that I'm just not gonna like him
Fair enough.
for now.
But we need to actually discuss this though, right? Like, out of the three of us, who has the worst taste in music?
Mattis.
Nila.
Mattis.
Okay, I'm glad.
Kelvin has alright. Kelvin is
I
pretty
agree
good.
with Kelvin. Dude. Mattis is the worst.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I agree with me and Nilo. You have the worst music, dude.
No, I
Nilo
think,
has,
well,
like,
obviously all of our tastes in music are different. So
Yeah, but we overlap quite a bit.
well,
That's-
like
that's not true.
it's
That's
funny
not
because
true.
growing up, I definitely probably overlap more with Mattis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
You know, we had an
then
amazing
you-
21 Pilots phase. You know,
I also had
Yeah,
that. What
all
the
of
fuck?
that good stuff.
no, you didn't.
No, you
Stop
did.
lying.
Dude,
Stop lying. Yeah.
Did you ever listen to "Bring Me the Horizon," Nilo?
no.
Exactly. You wouldn't understand what
Exactly.
it means to be sad.
Because as a kid, I used to listen
Dude,
to.
have you ever been sad? What the fuck have you lost in your life? Oh no, dude.
Dude.
Um,
I lost a few of my favorite Pokemon cards because I was stupid as a kid
Oh, that
on the
sucks.
playground.
oh yeah, and then what did you listen to? Mahmoud or what?
No, dude, I used to listen to Adele like as a kid. No joke. I used to love Adele.
You see, that's not me. I never listened to Adele growing up.
Nah, Adele's not that good.
Dude,
She was for a bit, but I can't
I
listen
like
to
her
her on my
songs,
own.
but yeah, she's just not my kind of like
and then I also had
not
Lana
kind of
Del.
musician I want to go back to. Yeah, exactly. You listen to Lana Del Rey.
Yeah.
You know what,
Yo,
Mattis,
talking
you're
about
right. Nilo does have the worst taste into music.
dude, no, Niloy, like okay, if he shows you 10 songs, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, 6 of them will be unlistenable. Then like 3 of them will be I, and one song will be
yeah,
fire.
yeah.
That's what
If
I
I
feel
show
like.
you 10 songs, all 10 will be amazing.
No, 5 of them. No, 2 of them will be unlistenable. 3 of them I, and 5 of them pretty good / fire.
Nice.
Dude, one day
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I know you
that
like
was
it
it.
when I show you the new Lil Xan music.
Oh, I hate Lil Xan, man. I can't stand him anymore.
What? No, what happened?
At least we can.
Dude, but you know who I've really got into this week
You better
actually?
not say Eminem. You better not say Eminem.
You better say
No,
Macklemore.
Massimo Pericolo.
Oh, for
Massimo
real?
Pericolo. See, no, I've been listening to his album and shit. He's quite nice.
I might
I really
go.
like
I might
his,
go into
music.
that. I've only heard a few of his songs, but yeah, they're really
Yeah,
nice.
the thing is, like, it took a little longer for me to understand the lyrics because I'm not that good at Italian.
Wait, are you trying to
But
tell
once
me
I
you
started-
understand his lyrics now?
Yeah,
I don't believe you
why wouldn't I? Dude?
because you don't
It's
speak
literally just him
Italian.
rapping. Dude, what the fuck do you mean I don't speak Italian?
Like, does he speak
Oh.
Italian?
Dude, okay. At best, I'd understand if you said that Michelle explained the lyrics to you.
No. I'll explain some of the lyrics to me, and then I was like, oh, okay, this
Oh,
guy's
to be
actually
fair-
good with this wordplay.
Ale looks like Massimo Pericolo. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, he loves it too because I showed him after you showed me,
Nice, perfect.
and
Yeah, wow, this is great. Yeah, I
he
showed
loves
you
it too.
Massimo Pericolo like over a year and a half ago, and you see now you're getting into him.
Yeah, because until then I just thought it was a meme, like he's shouting,
Nah,
he's actually saying
It's
something.
good. It's good.
and yeah, there's some art behind
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like it. Sick.
Salmo's. I don't know if you guys know Salmo. Kelvin, I know you know Salmo.
I don't listen to much Salmo, but I know who he is.
Recently, I've been listening to like more of his music, and like he's also really good. He's really good.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Wait, bro, let me interrupt this shit. We were supposed to ask you like where you've been around the world.
Ah,
Uh,
that's true.
so, all right, can we just skip to the part where you go to Honduras? Because I'm really interested.
I wait. Okay, now this time without getting interrupted, let me just go through this real quick.
Yeah. All right.
So
all right.
I was born in Bologna. I then
Same.
I explained my mom's jobs. Well, I explained that she has a job where she moves around. So because of that, I moved to then Dominican Republic. Then from then I moved to Belgium. From there I moved to Senegal. From there I then moved to Honduras. After which I moved to Rome. And then I finished high school, and I'm now attending university in the UK.
Right. So, when exactly did you go to Honduras, more or less? Like, how old were you?
It was in.
Give me yes.
Oh,
That's
hey,
not a yes or no
I'm
question.
just prefixing my answer. You know.
All right. All right.
I went. It was the 7th grade, so ish, not
Like
13.
12, I
I
guess?
think 12, 13 probably. And I was
Right,
there
so this is
for
like-
4 years. Well,
so,
yeah,
like
I remember. I moved
2013.
to Italy when I was 16, so it would have been 12 to 16 probably.
Right. So you became a man in Honduras.
I went through puberty in Honduras, probably. Yes.
Yeah. Right. So you weren't there when the whole coup happened, right? That was in 2009. So
There was a coup in 2009, but there was also a lot of political turmoil right after I left. Yeah, it's just
right.
it's quite a politically, I would say,
Well,
unstable country.
I mean-
I hope that's not
Yeah.
offensive to anyone, and I'm sure a lot of Hondurans would agree with that. But yeah,
Did you mingle a lot with the locals, or were you like in your?
did you mingle with the locals? That's such a weird.
Do you have do you have like some Honduras friends, some MS-13 type people, or not?
None of my friends were in gangs. The
That you didn't
schools
mingle with the locals. I don't know if you heard.
the schools I
All
went to
right.
were always private schools because that's the schools you'd usually go to as a, an international student,
Yeah, yeah.
especially when it has to do with the UN type stuff. But there were, especially in Honduras, quite a large percentage of my class was always from the country, Honduran. They were just
Mm,
other, well, obviously some of them had international backgrounds, some of them had mixed backgrounds, but there were people in Honduras who went to private school for whatever reasons,
right.
but they were still
Yeah.
from Honduras. So
Okay.
yeah,
So like, if I
mingle with
say
the locals, I guess.
if I say "qué onda, maje," do you know what that
Yeah,
means? I what does it mean then?
what's up, dude?
Oh shit! All right. Cool. Cool.
Although mahe is a bit crude as a word.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
What about chipote, ando ule,
Naule.
ando ule?
Uh,
Do you know what chipote means?
is that kid?
Yeah, it's boy or
Yeah.
chipota would be girl. So
Okay, okay.
and ando ule.
No, I don't think I know that one.
Yeah, this one I hadn't heard before, but that's I'm broke
Ah.
apparently.
Yeah,
But
I
like
never
que
heard that
onda?
because all my friends were rich,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like que onda? Like because I watched a video. It's called like Geography Now
Yeah.
to prepare to learn a little bit about Honduras.
Mm,
And he
nice.
was like, yeah, so some words specifically from Honduras, and he said que onda. I was like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
Keonda is
All of
it's
South America
super.
says that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's
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 common.
yeah, it's a big thing in Central America, Latin America in general. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, so we can say you definitely don't know anything about Liberia, but it seems like you know a little bit
Well,
about
you see, the
Honduras.
difference was that I've lived in Honduras and I haven't lived in Liberia, which means
Right, right,
because I also went to school in Honduras. Well, first of all, there was a lot of
right.
Honduran culture around me while I was growing up, but also in class, I would learn about Honduras as well. Like in the time I was in Honduras, I think it was when you went to the 10th grade, like
Hmm.
between 9th and 10th grade, they make you take a national anthem test where you have to recite the
What?
anthem and you have to take a
Yo,
test.
recite the anthem.
No, I can't remember it anymore.
Fuck, that would have been
Oh,
epic.
yeah, yeah. I know some parts of it still, but anyways,
Yo, say what you remember, man.
no, just tu bandera, bro.
Tu bande.
Just that. Anyways,
All right.
no, yeah. So I took a test about the national anthem, which obviously has to do a lot with Honduran history and all of their, just historical events that occurred and all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just interesting that, yeah, I do know quite a lot about Honduras because I lived there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Kelvin.
But
Um,
I've forgotten quite a lot of that, obviously. Yes,
Wait,
my
Kelvin.
friend.
So, do the people in Honduras drive Hondas?
Some of them do because that's just the thing in countries.
Ah,
But I don't think there's too much relation between those.
okay. No, that was my question.
oh, I thought you were called. Yeah, according to my research, that's why it's called Honduras.
The name of the country.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I don't believe that to be. I hadn't heard anything about that while I was there, so I don't think so.
All right. Well, I am quite interested in Honduras's history.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like going into it a little bit because it's a story that you hear quite often with South America,
Yes.
and I don't know if you have any personal experiences that can enrich the story a little bit. But basically, in 2009, right, you had this coup,
Yes.
and you had the president who was Manuel Zelaya,
Yes.
and he's he was part of this socialist movement in South America, where he was like he did things like he made a school for all children, so made it public and put it out there in all the communities, and
Right.
with that comes the benefit always that you can offer school food. So it was actually feeding a lot of kids who had not really had access to food before, and doing the usual socialist stuff like giving subsidies to farmers and all of that. But of course, with being part of that political movement came the problem that he was associated and in contact with Chavez in Venezuela, and he was also helping out the Cubans a little bit.
Yes.
And it all culminates to a point where he gets threatened by George Bush and his administration in 2008, and they say, if you're gonna be friends with these guys, you're gonna have a problem with the U.S. Um, and then in 2009, you have the coup, where the military and the, let's say, a new, slightly more right-wing part of Venezuela, I was gonna say Venezuela, Honduran politics take over, um,
Yeah.
and that's under the Obama administration. So of course, doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democratic control in America, they're still
Yeah.
trying to
No.
overturn it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and yeah, so the Obama administration backed the coup attempt. And fun fact, Hillary Clinton, even until 2016, was out there saying that the coup was perfectly legal and that they had made the right choice, even though the EU, the UN, the OAS, and even the US embassy inside of Honduras all agreed that it was a coup, and they all were in unison that this guy, Manuel Zelaya, should be reinstated.
Yeah.
Despite all of that, the Democrats and especially Hillary Clinton held on to the idea that the coup was legal, and she even refused to call it a coup. Actually,
Right. No. Yeah. It was.
uh,
It was quite crazy learning about all of that when I got there and then when I was living there.
so what? Yeah, what was the feeling there? Like, were
Well,
your classmates and all of that, like, did they have a side they were on,
right.
or
Well, growing up as as a 12-year-old, yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
wasn't too political. Like
yeah, exactly,
even at the way I am now, I'm still not very political.
right,
But
right,
there were still, obviously, you can get a sense of what people think about certain topics and issues when you live there. And I felt that in Honduras, it was very strange for me living there, and I think it's still that way now. Um,
right,
like I don't wanna have too strong of a political opinion, but
mm,
in this situation, it always feels like, especially now, the president may not be indicative of the actual will of the people, is what I would say.
right,
Because of the amounts, there's quite a lot of political corruption in the country, and at this point, it's quite blatant as well. And just so many things have just moved around in a lot of ways. So it's
yeah,
weird being in a place where the president may not necessarily, like, the idea of the person who the president is may be in contradiction to like what people think about the country
the
and the
will of the people.
situation. Yeah, the will of the
Yeah,
people. So yeah,
yeah,
and that's in that on that specific topic. By the time I got there, obviously it had been quite a few years since the coup had taken place.
yeah,
But I got the sense that, yeah, the people at that point, they had pretty much accepted what had happened. Like, they knew he wasn't president anymore. But I think
mm-hmm,
a lot of people that I met, they all thought of him quite highly. Like, I met quite a lot of just people in the country who had respect for him as a president, and that I felt that they would have liked for him to come back. And there was even a
mm-hmm,
sentiment I remember as I was leaving of the idea of, I think him personally, Mel Zelaya, as they called him. I don't think
yeah,
he would have been able to run again, but they had like candidates that had been endorsed by him. So people who had
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
kinds of ideals as him, and they were hoping that those people could become president, and hopefully it'd be more like when he was the president. So
Right.
yeah.
Um, because I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
Hmm.
since you did, you went to private school and you had the UN connection and all that.
Yes,
Um, yeah, my idea was more like you were part of a more high class, let's say.
I would say so.
So I
Yeah.
wanted to know, yeah, I wanted to know if that the sentiment was the same across that class border.
Right. So yeah, I would you say about me be potentially in the higher class? For me, I didn't really feel like a part of any class because I wasn't a Honduran national there, so I wasn't too invested
Right.
in it. But obviously, for me, my friends were just like the friends I met at school. So, and I had
Yeah.
some friends who weren't like some people who weren't super rich in my class, and some people who didn't come from too much in terms of family backing. And those people
Right.
were
Right.
just as much my friends as everyone else. But there were also quite a lot of people who probably were, yeah, as you say, considered higher class in the country. who I got to
Well, that's
know.
good to hear. You didn't discriminate at that
Yeah,
age.
exactly.
Right.
But yeah,
That's always a
and
plus.
because of that, a lot of them also had some political affiliations. So
Right.
it was like a lot of the kids in my school, well, not a lot, but a few of them were like sons of members of the ruling party or the
Mm-mm.
opposition party. So that
Right.
was also always a big thing when choosing friend groups because it was really weird to see that, yeah, kids of um, kids of politicians of different parties wouldn't get along because of that. Just the
Damn, that's interesting. So you could actually feel it as a kid growing up there.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The the divide a little bit.
yeah.
Right. Um. Right. So last thing on Zelaya, right? So this is just a little thing that I found quite interesting.
Hmm.
So the USA is always complaining about the narco states and all those problems,
Right,
and they're also always complaining about immigrants, right?
right, right,
But now the Zelaya guy actually he has quite good of an argument. I think he says that because after the coup happened, gang violence and violence in general and narco trafficking actually skyrocketed. It was already quite high, but it only got increased. Um, and the argument is that this is based on poverty, right? So when
right.
poverty reaches the higher extremes of poverty there is, the more gang violence and stuff like that you're going to see.
Yeah,
And to so that's so like in a way the U.S. backed the coup, which resulted in more gangs and in more narco
for
states and
sure.
in more
Hmm.
narco trafficking. And a result of that is also that there's a lot more refugees,
Yeah.
which only makes that situation worse for America as well. So he was kind of laying that on the table, which I thought was interesting.
Hmm. No, yeah. If I
Um,
can just, yeah, my opinion on that. Uh, yeah, it's obviously it's interesting. America gets involved in quite a lot of different countries' histories and their proceedings in major ways
yeah,
that can affect things for a very long time. And I hope that as time goes on an international level, countries are able to be held more accountable for things like that.
mm,
But yeah, the situation now in Honduras is it's not great. At the time I moved there, it was this not the city I moved to, but the biggest another city in the country had the higher murder rate out of any city in the world.
yeah,
So it's
exactly.
quite interesting moving to a country like I that's something I have to be very aware of moving to a country with that high of a murder rate.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how did you stay safe in Honduras?
Yeah,
Because you did go there when it was one of
right.
the worst countries in the world in terms of violence. Yeah.
My life in Honduras was very weird, I would say, in terms of um, because I came with the UN. Well, my mom came with the UN and I went with her. She was advised, for example, one very big thing was that she was advised that not to walk anywhere and that to
Yeah,
try to always drive places. So
yeah, yeah.
pretty much the entire time I was in Honduras, I never like walked on the street to get from one place to another.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might like
What?
drive to the mall to do some stuff there or drive to a
What?
sports
And in the mall,
facility to work out.
is there like security in the malls and
Yeah,
stuff?
exactly. Yeah, there's always security at the entrances and inside of all these places.
So yeah, you're driving from a secure place to another secure
Exactly.
place, basically.
But the
Yeah.
thing is that it is very like obviously the numbers don't lie. There's a lot of violence going on in those countries. And
Mm-hmm.
while I was living there, I learned more about like what actually happens in gangs, and
Yeah.
it's truly terrible. Like not I learned from personal experience, but I was taught these things in school, and people talking and all these things, and it truly is terrible. And it's a shame because a lot of
Yeah.
people, it's not like a life they choose; it's something that's forced upon them, which is because of the situation. It's truly terrible. But yeah, it's just a real shame that all of these things are going on in the country.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe for some of the listeners, so Honduras has the gang which is called MS-13.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure if you watch the news, you probably heard about it once or twice.
Yeah, MS-13, I
Uh,
believe it's originally from El Salvador, right?
uh, it could
Because
be,
I
but
believe MS stands for Mara Salvatrucha.
Yeah, it does stand
But
for
it's
that.
definitely
That's correct.
it's very strong. Like yeah, it's in
Yeah,
Honduras.
and well, originally it was from Los Angeles,
Mm,
and when the LAPD basically started cracking down on a lot of these people,
right.
they started deporting them back to Honduras because they didn't have legal papers to stay in
All
America.
right. Yeah.
And when they did that, these gangs, they went crazy because they went from operating high skill stuff in America, where it's actually a little harder, to a country where there wasn't really law enforcement
Of
in
course.
place,
Yeah.
and then they could just control everything.
No. Yes.
And not to get too graphical, but just to, so people understand the motto of MS-13 is literally kill, rape, and control, right? So they're really hardcore guys, and yeah, so that's part of the country's history as well with this
Yeah.
gang violence.
Sorry, and just sorry. I just realized I hadn't finished one of my thoughts on what I was saying.
Yeah, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I wanted to say that this, as I was saying, the numbers don't lie. It truly is a terrible situation. But a lot
Mm,
of the numbers are, like, especially when it came to deaths at the time, they were usually
yeah,
associated to wars between gangs.
right.
So for me, as someone who, first of all, as I said, I pretty much, I was advised not to walk on the street and to only go from one secure area to another, and that's what I did. So as someone who did
Yeah,
that, and as someone who was quite far removed from any sort of
gang
gang,
or
and
or even
yeah,
politics. Yeah.
exactly. There was, for me, it wasn't very dangerous living there. I never had any issues myself with anything of note. But yeah, like if you go there and you act in as safe a way as possible, I think it's actually quite a nice place to be able to go and visit, and you'll still be
Oh, it
able,
looks beautiful.
and you'll be able
Yeah,
to
I
meet
was gonna
some
ask, will
very
you
nice
take us,
people
dude?
as well. So,
Will you take us?
will I take you? Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah,
one
me and
very
Nilo. Yeah.
popular tourist destination, which is it's even more popular because it's detached from the mainland, so there's not as
Mm-hmm.
much of danger as well associating going there. But there's a beautiful Caribbean islands, which is part of Honduras, called Roatan.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's something. It's a place where I think anyone would love to go if you actually get to look at it and see what kind of things are available there. So,
Is that where it rains fish?
I think it rains fish on the coast of Honduras, or there's
Did
the.
you experience that?
I
Wait,
believe,
what
based
do
on
you
my
mean?
experience, it's more of a myth than something that actually occurs regularly.
What do you
No, dude, you're wrong.
what
Wait,
do you
Nilo,
mean?
Nilo, what you
Wait, what do
say?
you mean it rains fish? What?
It rains fish. Fish fall from the sky, and the day after, dude, search it up on YouTube, man. I swear.
No,
No,
yeah,
explain it. What the fuck?
yeah.
There was this guy trying to explain it, and he didn't even know.
I think it happens
He
when
maybe watched
it
like,
has to do with something like it has to be really windy and like the fish get scooped out of the sea or something. But I don't like it's not something that happens regularly enough to where it's like, oh, if you go to this place at this specific time, you'll be able to see fish fall on you from the sky.
well, allegedly it rains fish every single year,
Okay, okay.
at
It
least
could be.
once.
No,
And
I
yeah,
remember when we first moved there, my mom had to travel within the country quite a lot. I didn't go
yeah,
with her because I was going to school. But yeah, I
right, right,
remember one time she went to the place where it rains fish. I don't want to say the wrong name, so I'm not gonna guess right now. But yeah, she
yeah,
went there, and I believe she brought back like a little statue of a fish falling from the sky, and she told me the story about it. So yeah, it's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
a thing in the country.
It's real, dude.
Is it like a
Yeah.
tourist attraction?
Um,
Would you say people go just to like for a chance to see if it rains fish in that area?
Well, I haven't heard of that happening, but I bet I'm sure that's a part of it. Yeah, like
Uh,
if you go to visit there, then I'm sure that's part of what you would go to visit for. Yeah.
yeah, you probably get like souvenirs and
Yeah.
stuff, like you said,
Exactly.
with
Yeah.
fish. Yeah. Other than that, there's also like a bunch of Mayan ruins I learned,
Yes, that's
which
true.
I'm also interested in. Did you
There's
go to some of them or?
Yes, there's some. I think the biggest like ruin spot is called Copan in Honduras,
Uh huh.
and I've been there a few times. It was quite nice to look at all of their the ancient Mayan ruins.
Damn. So
There's truly
yeah, I
a
mean,
lot of beautiful things to visit in the country.
yeah, I agree with that.
Hmm.
And I want to go. I have never been to Central America actually,
Yes, no,
so
it's
I need to do that.
some very nice spots in Central America.
Yeah, but you can't go to Mexico anymore 'cause it's too dangerous. So,
I mean, I guess, yeah.
but Honduras isn't much better apparently. But I feel like Honduras would be worth it more for me.
Although I'm sure Mexico has a lot of like spots where they get a lot of
Oh yeah,
American
for sure.
tourism and stuff. So I'm sure you could
Yeah,
visit some
yeah. I
of
mean,
those if you wanted to.
yeah, but you need to go to like the places that are made for
Yeah,
tourists, for
exactly.
gringos.
Well, that's I think that's a safe way to visit almost any country. Is
Right. Yeah.
But like, are
obviously,
there
it depends what kind of experience you want to get from the country, but
are there many
Yeah.
tourists in Honduras? Do you get a lot of tourists?
there's the tourism industry is what I would say is that it's relied upon by a lot of people in the country. Tourism, I believe, it's like an upwards trend there, as like now that the murder rate is going down, it's no longer the highest in the world. I believe
Yes.
things are generally getting better, and I think tourism is on the up as more people are, well, before COVID. Um, so I would say there's quite a lot of tourism going on in the country. Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear.
Mhm.
Yeah, that always helps with poor countries.
Yes.
Go
A
visit
lot of the countries
San
I've lived
Soma,
to had a
money.
lot of tourism industry.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's because you were there.
Yes.
People
People
wanna
wanted to
check
come
out.
visit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Let me see what else I got about Honduras here.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I saw a documentary on the Honduras prison, which I thought was crazy.
Ah,
It
yes.
was like a fucking party in there, and I shit you not, they they had a shoe factory inside the prison where they were fabricating Puma shoes.
Wait,
What?
what?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, generally, um, prisons in Honduras are also another thing that are just terrible because, you know, because
Right.
of all the gang affiliations, they just get made a million times worse as well. But
Yeah, I mean, anywhere in the world, if there's like really strong gang
yeah,
presence, they start running the prisons.
exactly.
So
Yeah, a prison where they
yeah,
make shoes. That sounds interesting.
yeah. But it was like there was like the inmates just treated it as like a trap house basically,
Nice.
and to make money, they were making all types of stuff.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
Yeah,
sounds
That's
dope.
good. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Nips, if you get arrested, ask to be
Nice.
extradited to Honduras, I guess.
A Puma manufacturer.
See, you can make some shoes,
Yeah.
make a little bit of
Yeah, I'm
money.
sure you're good at making shoes, Neela.
Design my own shoes.
True, man. When are the midnight kebab shoes dropping?
Ooh,
Like at least
I'd
at
buy
this
those.
rate, and looking at the logistics and like all the revenue that we're making right now, maybe tomorrow.
Nice.
Tomorrow?
Already.
Maybe
Perfect.
tomorrow.
Link in bio.
Link in bio. Check it out.
Link in bio. All right. Okay, so transition out of Honduras,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When did you leave again? Did you say?
When I turned 16, so it would have been 2017.
So 2000, and that's when the new dictatorship ish started, right?
It would have, I think, I can't remember if it was. Oh yes, hopefully I'm not wrong about this. I want to say the elections are usually like November, January. So
Yeah.
I would have moved out in June, and I believe the next elections were where. I guess it'd be weird to call it a dictatorship now because I believe he was officially president for 4 years. But
Yeah, yeah. He's still president.
yeah, exactly. But
Um,
yeah, that was a time when so the president who had been there for 4 years, there was a
Juan Orlando, by the way.
exactly yes, there was a political competitor who at the
Yeah,
time was gaining a lot of popularity, and while they were polling during the elections, it seemed like this competitor was going to win.
yeah.
And yet, at some point during election day, there was power outages throughout the entire country, including
This is the
in
sketchiest
all
thing
of
I've
the
ever
voting
heard, man.
system, in all the voting stations.
Yeah, so it was like they reached, I think, over 50% of counting, and the electoral, what they call it, election officials
Yeah,
had basically declared that the other guy was the winner, and they said that his lead was too much to,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, something like
for
that.
Juan Orlando to win back, and then the power goes out, and
And by the
one
time the
thing leads to
power
another,
gets
and
back on, oh no, look now Juan Orlando has won the election.
yeah,
This
yeah.
does not sound
Yeah.
sketchy at all.
So
Oh, that's just your average election in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I was really worried because obviously at the time all the friends I just left were still living in the country, and when some sort of event like that happens, there's obviously going to be a lot of retaliation from the population and the populace.
Yeah,
And there was a lot
indeed.
of
Yeah.
unsafety going on at the time where they were just like attacking a bunch of different, I think, political like buildings, governmental buildings in
Mm,
the city. There's a lot of riots and protests going on. Um,
yeah.
but yeah,
But I can understand them because this Orlando guy, like, obviously I can't say too much about Honduras because it's not my what I focus on too much. But I don't agree with too much of his policies. Like,
no,
well, first of all, he's accused of corruption, so that's always bad.
yes, he's
Quite heavily.
quite heavily.
And he's also seen as an assistant to the cartel, so they're being investigated by the Americans actually,
Wow.
for colluding with the cartel, which is ironic because Trump was a backer of Juan Orlando. He actually wanted Juan Orlando to stay in power,
Hmm. Well, that
and
already
then at
should
the
tell you
same time,
something about him. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, the other friends of Trump include Putin and
yeah.
Kim Jong Un. So,
But as I said, it was
uh,
very weird living there at the time because despite all of this like corruption and stuff that he has been accused of, because it's not even this, he's been accused of corruption from a long time. But
yeah,
that's
yeah,
just the standard of politics, I would say, in the country. But despite all of this, a lot of my classmates had family members and parents who were like literally like he was their boss. They worked for him.
right, right, right.
So it wasn't like there was an open sense of wow, this guy sucks. At least not within, me and my friend group and all of that.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they did a lot of looting of the social security and stuff like that
Yep.
to finance their campaigns.
Hmm.
And one of the things that I think really shows me who he is that he wants to privatize healthcare, which I always say is a big no.
Yeah,
But
no.
yeah.
Wherever you can, you should make it
Anyways,
public for sure.
true. Hey, we got one more on the team. Free healthcare.
Not to sound like a socialist or anything.
Not
Yeah,
not to
yeah,
sound like an ultra communist,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
feel like you shouldn't have to pay if your life's in danger because of an illness.
exactly.
What are your opinions on free healthcare, Neely? Do you have any?
I mean, I like it. Is what?
I'll tell I'll,
Yeah.
I'll tell you my opinions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
My
yeah.
opinions were and will now continue to be Yang 2020.
Yang 2020.
Yang 2020.
Uh,
Dude, he ran for mayor in New
yeah,
York.
yeah. I hope because obviously it was quite a big jump. It would have been extremely difficult for him to become a president without having too
Right.
big of a political career beforehand.
Right, right.
But his ideals are just really. It was great to hear him discuss what he wants for the world. So, I'm still
Yep.
hoping that he's able to make changes in the world.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so.
But how's
I
it
hope so.
how's it
Yeah, I
going
hope
with
so.
him campaigning in New York? Is he getting anywhere?
I'm not following it very
Ah.
closely.
He was doing all right. It seems like, but it's a little early, I think, to have a real clear view.
Ah.
But one of the hit pieces that they wrote on him, which I sent to you guys, I think,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, I think the New York Times and there was two other companies or news companies involved in it tried to smear him by saying he was strictly anti-circumcision or something. So it was a little bit weird.
That was a very
But
interesting thing to read about.
yeah, but I think he brushed it off quite well.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, but it's crazy how something like that can really sway an election in America.
Yeah.
Circumcision.
That sounds crazy. Like,
Uh,
just because whether he says yes or no to circumcision, a lot of people decide whether to vote for him or not on such a small thing.
well, that's what the American system has kind of become experts at.
Mm.
They have what's called I forgot what they call them, but people who vote based off one issue, right?
Yeah. I think they're called like one issue voters or something.
Yeah, probably. I think
Single issue,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's just one issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, single issue
Yeah.
voters. So like, for example, abortion or gun control or whatever, and then you basically can do whatever you want outside of that one issue,
Oh yeah.
which
But like it.
which is a pretty good way to be able to have no
Yeah,
accountability. I
exactly.
guess.
Democracy doesn't really work if you only look at one issue.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
then you might just be screwing. Like even I'm sure it happened. Like I won't assume anything, but I'm sure it happened to at least some people when Trump was elected, where they really wanted Trump for
Yeah,
one
for sure.
specific issue, but then after he was elected, they found out that for another issue, maybe he wasn't exactly what they would have wanted.
Well, because in America, if you're poor and if you lose your job, you're kind of fucked.
Hmm.
there's no one really to help you. So you can just imagine a lot of the coal workers and steel workers. I mean, their jobs have been disappearing, and when they disappear, you can't feed your family, right?
Exactly.
And so if you have two people, one of them who doesn't have a plan for you, and the other one who's saying that he's going to bring back coal and
Yeah.
steel, even though he might be lying, you're going to vote for
Yeah.
him, right?
Yeah, exactly. If one of them is promising you that you can keep your job, and
Yeah, and that's all that matters to you.
and that's
Because
why I
without that,
think
you're nothing.
Andrew Yang should be president of the world, because
Yeah.
under universal basic income, there'd be time for people to adjust and gain new job skills more suited to the
But yeah, I mean,
or at least
I
that's
don't
the
think.
idea, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think UBI is too bad. But
Well,
my
yeah.
problem with it is like, because like if I think about the government, right now that I started paying taxes
Yes.
as a good citizen.
I haven't done that yet, so I'm not at your level
No,
yet.
but Kelvin, no, what's it called? Nilo definitely has, right? Because you got a job,
Yeah.
so you're paying taxes.
I've been paying
Yeah,
all
yeah.
my taxes.
Wait, but
Right.
did you get a job or did you get job?
Yeah.
You got a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said yeah. Okay, nice.
Yeah. So, look, I pay taxes,
Yes.
and some people pay a lot of
Of
taxes.
course.
Like me.
If the government isn't spending 1,000 euros or dollars on me already, like a month, then I don't know what the fuck they're doing, because that should already be a given.
Well, yeah.
But I'd rather have them spend it on like making sure I have good healthcare and education or whatever I need, rather than giving me the $1,000 directly. Right?
Well, I don't like. I didn't want to say that like. I think as long as we have universal basic income, all of the other problems of the world will just go away. But
yeah,
especially the way, especially the way you obviously you have to hear people discuss it and discuss how they want to implement it and everything else.
right.
I wouldn't become a single issue voter on UBI.
Right.
Oh, this
yeah.
guy said
Me
UBI, this
neither.
guy didn't. Well then I have to vote for the UBI guy. No.
Right. No, UBI is interesting for
Yeah.
me, but
Yeah,
I
exactly.
prefer funneling that money more accurately, let's say.
Yes, exactly.
But the thing in America is that you need something like UBI to even get money out to people from the government.
Right. But
Because otherwise people don't support it because they're so, I don't know.
But things like
The media is so against
UBI,
it.
I guess, it's interesting to compare it to what's happening with the stimulus checks in America.
Yeah, because people started to realize, right,
Yeah, because like
that the
I
government can
remember
give you money. Yeah.
the very first stimulus check, there was a very big sentiment of, especially with like the kind of things I interact with and I see on social media. It's like
Mhm.
the stimulus check is coming out around the same time that the PlayStation 5 is coming out. You know what? Let's just all take our stimulus money. Everyone gets a PlayStation.
Right.
So yeah,
But
things like
that's-
UBI would probably end up going into things like that as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They'd
thinking.
probably
you know?
fuel mass consumerism.
Like if I'm okay with spending on people, but then just let's do it more in a way that's more beneficial. I think.
Yeah. Whatever helps the
But
people
for America,
the
I
most
would.
is what I would
Yeah,
go
but
for.
for America, I mean, UBI sounds great because they don't
Especially
get
because
any
of where
help
they are
anyways.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, is that such a huge
Uh,
issue where, like, if you get a stimulus check and you spend it on PlayStation? Because I mean, the money's going back into the economy anyway.
Dude, this is the I was reading about this,
Right.
right? And what you're saying is true because all the rich people were complaining about the stimulus checks
Yeah.
because they don't like when money goes out if it's not.
But they're
directly to
getting the
them.
money.
Yeah, because people are gonna spend that money directly on bills that they're already behind on,
Oh yeah.
or on. And if they're not, they're they're consumers, right? You're gonna buy
Yeah,
something.
you're gonna consume something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that money goes straight back to them. And then there's a lot of politicians like, oh well, how are you gonna pay for it? You can just because you gave that money to the
Yeah,
people,
just tax them.
and that goes straight back to the business.
tax
You
them.
just tax the
Yeah,
business
exactly.
because they wouldn't have bought those products if the government had paid the people, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
what I
the
think.
that's the scary thing about something like what you were just saying, Nilo, is what if it's someone who's struggling with their money and they're like, oh, I don't have any money in my bank account, therefore I can't buy the PlayStation. Then you give them some more money and they're like, oh, well, now I'm going to spend all the money that I just got on a PlayStation. And now I'm back in a situation where I'm struggling.
But
So-
you can't,
Right.
you can't really just help everyone.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
everyone has the brain.
You can't tell people what to do. But
Yeah.
if you then, because it's also like the situation they're presented with. Because as Maz was saying, maybe if you spend the money differently, instead of giving them just the money so they can spend it in any way they want, if you're then just maybe able to just use that money to create, I don't know how many jobs you can create
Opportunities.
with
Or like
$500.
let's say like a mental health institution
Yeah.
for free, or
you could save
Or something like
lives,
that, right?
you could give people new
Yeah.
jobs. So
Or I
yeah,
mean,
it's important to look at all sides of arguments.
I guess what America could have done is that they could have given the stimulus check, but there could have been like requirements or like in the sense restrictions on what you could use your money on.
Well, the stimulus check works better for COVID as well. Well, I guess not the stimulus check, but you know how people have been trying to give small businesses money so that they don't have to close.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like that. Germany was quite good in that. They basically said, if the government's forcing you to close because of a pandemic, that's on the government, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a choice they made. So they paid, I think, like somewhere between 50 and 70% of the wages for the businesses that had to
Okay.
close. Because then the businesses don't have to fire
Yeah,
people,
that just
and when you reopen again, they just can work
that
again.
just makes sense to
No.
me. I just would have assumed that every country in the world would have done that.
Yeah, but no,
No, exactly.
because
Every day I become more disillusioned with the world we live in.
yeah, and especially not in America, you can dream
Oh
on
my
about
God,
that.
America.
Honestly,
Sick.
I
Because a
think
lot of countries did it where they like did it once, or like they've done it a few times with a certain amount of money. But in the grand scheme of
Yeah,
things, it's not enough. It's not what they should be doing to repay the businesses that they're making just lose out on tons of money.
yeah,
yeah. Honestly, I think I was gonna say I think that Patrick should run for PM because he works around the clock from AM to PM, bro. That's deep. That's
all
deep. That's
right,
deep.
man.
That's deep.
The
Sure,
amount
he's
that
gonna.
you reuse jokes is truly terrifying.
But you should. Okay, but if you're serious, then you should invite him on the podcast so you can launch his campaign, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
very
yeah.
excited about Patrick. Have you approached him yet?
Patrick
Yes, we're gonna
2022.
talk about the simulation, dude.
Oh, have you already do you already know what podcast number to look forward to as well?
No,
No.
no,
No,
no.
not yet.
It's a
It's
bit
still in
messy
the
right now.
works. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm excited for that one, and I recommend all listeners try to tune into that one as well.
Yeah, I recommend everyone listens to this one too.
No, this one's it's already gone on too long. I'm sorry.
Oh fuck.
No, please
Dude,
do stay. I love having people listen to me talk. It's one of the things that makes
dude,
me the happiest.
I had a meeting with a client today,
What?
for uni,
Oh, yes.
and
Okay, yes.
yeah, it was a new
As
client,
in someone
and
who wants you to manage them.
no, like we need to do a project for them.
Someone
They have a
that yeah.
problem,
Okay,
and we
you're trying to
come in and
yeah.
fix it.
Okay.
Yeah, and so this I don't want to say any specific details
Mhm.
because I'm not allowed to. But let's just say like imagine any household name, like if you live in America, Walmart or something, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So like that type of level business, but of course in the Netherlands, and they were forced to be closed because of COVID. So they're like they provide like an event type service, right?
Yeah. No.
With where you need to have people together, and they're losing like in the tens of thousands every day.
Of course.
And I can't say a
Right.
specific number, but like 50,000 would be perfectly reasonable range, like 50,000 euros every single day
For sure, one of
across the country.
the like the businesses that would be the most affected by something like this would be event management.
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy. It's just like they have so many like buildings and chains around the country, and they can't put it to use, and they're just bleeding
Yeah.
money constantly. And I'm starting to fear about what happens when all the businesses lose money
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
But
And this is a big business, so they're all right. They have
yeah,
quite a nice cushion. But for all the small businesses, you're basically fucked,
right.
right?
What I guess it's that specific industry, especially like also because I was just thinking, it's funny to think people usually don't think about who really manages these events and who puts them on and everything.
Yeah, that's
But
me, by the way.
yeah,
You're welcome.
someone like the performers who perform at these events, even during COVID, they may still be able to be able to do something online or still release whatever kind of art they're doing. Although obviously
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
also be very greatly affected. But people who
yeah.
manage and put on events, they just can't do anything at all.
No, it's actually been decimated,
Yeah.
the industry. Like theaters, cinemas,
No, yeah,
all
I've
that
heard
type
of
of things. Yeah.
yeah, of a lot of like there's a few people I know who've been trying to campaign or like raise money for theaters and those kind of places that have been closing down during COVID because no one can go to
Yeah.
them.
Because these guys, like, they literally have zero income, and they say they get something from the government.
Yeah,
But as I said, like, their net number is still
yeah, they're just
negative in the
losing money
tens of
all the time.
thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think they're gonna be okay after COVID? Because like a lot of these places,
Uh,
like theaters, for example, they have like an outdated business model.
Well, these guys were actually doing quite well business wise
Yeah, I think
before
like
COVID.
live
So
performance theaters will be all right. I would assume that if anything, I think that after if the situation is resolved in a good way, I think hopefully they'll see a boom in the industry where a lot of people will want to go to these kinds of events just because they can.
yeah, yeah.
But I think I'd be more worried, or at least I don't know how to think about like cinema and movie theater. I'd be interested to see what you guys think because I've been assuming that it's an industry that has been dying. And especially now that everyone's been inside for a very long time and very few movies have come out at the cinema, I would think that maybe people are getting more used to maybe not going now that, especially now that streaming is available all the
Mhm.
time.
I mean, cinemas do have a hard market right now,
Yeah.
um, but it's not as bad as people say, or as you might think. Let's say,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's still a lot of money in it, especially the Marvel movies and stuff like that.
That's true. They're
Um,
still breaking
where like
records.
yeah, and there's like a culture of meeting up and watching movies, right? And it's
Something
I
we've
will
done a
say,
few times.
Mhm.
yeah, and it's like the shift is moving away from the movie being the product. It's more the experience, you know.
Mm. So you're
So they're
saying they should
selling an
introduce
experience.
massage chairs?
Yeah,
Mm.
so they do have that, dude. Go
That's
to
true in
Malaysia,
some
apparently.
Malaysia. Have you been to Malaysia yet?
No, but Michelle told me about it. That's why.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I know.
Is
Are you
she? Are
talking
she
about?
expecting you to go? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we want to go this summer. I wanted to go to the Bolivia, see all
Ooh.
the homies there, and
Would
go
she come to
to
Bolivia?
Malaysia. Yeah, yeah, she was gonna go to Bolivia, and I was gonna go to Malaysia with her.
Oh, and you're not gonna invite us? Okay.
Those are some very far away places, I have to say.
We invited Ale.
It's like about as far as you can travel in the world.
Yeah, and also I think it's probably too ambitious to do it all in one summer, so
That's true.
we might have to split into two. But it's hard to decide who gets to see which one first.
Exactly. Yeah.
No,
Well, that
but
sounds exciting.
listen to this amazing idea, right? Cinemas,
Okay.
but they show you anime every week.
You know
I
what?
think
That
you
would
probably
actually
just
be
want to watch it at home.
no. That would be really good for certain people like me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it
Maybe you could find a
depends.
girlfriend.
Maybe I
you
could
know,
find a girlfriend. No, yeah, that's it as well. Yeah, but I enjoy the idea of yeah, watching anime with people. It's not something I do very often, but you
yeah,
know, it could
'Cause
be
you
an
know-
interesting experience.
because you know how like there's like some episodes that come out every week. Like right now we have Attack
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Titan,
Yeah,
Jujutsu Kaisen,
I
stuff
follow
like
I follow a lot of weekly anime. Yeah,
that. Yeah, like imagine we had that and they came out on cinemas.
yeah,
That
yeah,
way,
exactly.
you're not only supporting the industry as well, because I know like a lot of people don't know how to do that for anime at least.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting idea. I don't think it'd be popular enough to be able to survive
Yeah,
as it is right now, but you know,
Maybe in Japan, eh?
yeah, maybe well, obviously they have movies like there's been a lot of movies related to anime that do come out for in movie theaters.
Oh yeah, Spider Verse.
No. Like yeah, they had Dragon Ball movies recently. There's been this new Demon Slayer movie and a lot of other animes as well. So yeah, and that's especially a big thing. It's reaching the Western world now, but it's been a bigger thing in Japan, I think, as well, to show anime movies in theaters. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's an interesting
Yeah.
thing.
So about that, do you believe in God?
I've been waiting. This is gonna be really funny because I heard last week's podcast, and I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear I can't wait to hear the podcast where they finished this discussion." But
Right.
at the
Now
time,
you're a
I didn't
part of
think
it.
I was gonna be on the podcast where you finished the
Well,
discussion. So
Well, now we're just gonna put all the like
put all the cards on the
It's-
table, bro.
no, we're gonna put all the weight on you. So
Oh, nice.
you're gonna have to represent our
Oh,
religious
I have to
beliefs for all
explain
three
both
of
of your
us.
religious beliefs.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Please go ahead, man.
Yeah, no.
No, explain your own first.
Okay.
What do you think?
I've toyed around a lot with the idea of being agnostic and or atheist. I'm not sure. I'm baptized as a Catholic,
Yeah.
but I haven't done any other like of the there's quite a lot of religious ceremonies that you do growing up.
Right, marriage.
No, like first communion and all that stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've thought about I might actually, if I ever want to get married in church, Catholic Christian-y way, I could, I might end up doing the rest of the like I might do a first communion and all that stuff or whatever I'm meant to do.
Yeah, invite the homies. We're gonna
Right? Yeah,
celebrate.
exactly. Because I think they're quite nice as celebrations as well. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't. Me personally, I don't go to church. I pretty much never go to church.
How dare you?
Um, I used
How dare
I
you,
used to
dude?
go to church with my mom, but like not very often. So on special occasions like Easter and Christmas, these kinds of
Did you
events.
almost forget the Christian names, dude? Like Christmas?
Well, I can't remember. Are there any more? Is it just Easter and Christmas?
I think it's just Easter and
And then
Christmas. Yeah.
I remember I used to go to Palm Day in Senegal as well. That was nice.
Hmm. Is your mom Christian? Then?
She grew up quite Christian, because she came from a small Italian village.
Right, of
So
course.
I believe she grew up quite religious. But the way it's been really like for me, it's been amazing because when I was younger, she realized I didn't enjoy going to church. Like I just didn't enjoy the time I spent inside the church in churches for like mass and all of that. So when I then told her I didn't want to go, we just stopped going to church, and she didn't seem to mind. So it's been
Oh,
great for me. Yeah,
that's good.
Did
but
she still
yeah,
I
go
don't
alone
like it
though?
when.
Did she
sorry.
still go alone?
She goes more than me, but she doesn't go too regularly. I don't think. Yeah, she generally she grew up religious, but and I believe she's still somewhat religious, but not you know not one of the people who goes to church every week and all of that.
Right.
Mhm.
And so you don't really believe in
All
God, I
right,
can
just to
tell,
finish,
or
I think I mentioned being or the idea of being
agnostic or some.
agnostic, but that's just
Yeah.
because I personally don't think that anyone can really know. Like I feel all religions try to explain certain things that I don't think they are able to explain. Like what
Right.
happens after death, just because there's so many different ideas from different religions of what happens after death. For me, it's hard to choose one of them and say, "Oh, this one is more likely to be right over this other one," or the idea of entities that are more powerful than us, like gods. Oh, this description of God makes more sense than this other description when there's 50 gods and they work together. So just
Right.
because of that, I don't associate myself with any religion. Um, and I like to think that I think a lot, and I often think about the beginnings of the universe and these kinds of things as well. And because of that,
Okay.
I would say that, well, not to get too deep because that's not even religious talk anymore, but I the way we see time, there has to be something. Like people always say, what started the universe? And then you might say the Big Bang, or you might say God created the universe. But
Right.
then you could always ask, well, what was there before that? Or, well, why did that happen? Why did they do that? And so
Right.
if you think of time in a linear fashion, I think that there's no way to have a beginning.
Of course.
So, but at the same time, it also doesn't make sense for us, or at least for me, to think that this everything came out of nothing. So because of that,
So
I'm just don't know anything. So
so you could still be open to the idea,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
say.
yeah. I'm not.
All
I'm
right.
also not just saying, oh, Christians have to be wrong because there's no proof of them. I'm just saying I
Okay.
don't know, so I don't associate. Like I don't believe anything too strongly.
Right.
Mhm.
Nilo, you're Muslim, right?
Yeah,
Tell me about it, dude. What's it like?
I can tell you, I'm probably like the best Muslim out there.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You
You're
don't even eat.
really devout. You follow all of the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
True. I tried to give him bacon once. He said no.
Dude, can I get more Muslim than this? Probably not, right?
Why don't you eat
To
bacon?
be
That's
fair,
the
you don't
question,
eat
actually.
carbonara, so you must be Muslim. You
Yeah,
must
yeah,
be a
yeah.
really
Yeah.
you must be a really good
Well,
Muslim. Yeah.
Yeah. Why
yeah.
don't you like bacon, dude? What's up with you?
I don't know. It's just something I grew up with because obviously I grew up Muslim and I had a lot of Muslim teachings growing up, and it was only until like I got to high school when I thought maybe like it was in 10th grade. I was thinking like maybe I'm not really that religious and that maybe I'm just more of an atheist. And then in 10th grade, like I had a phase where like I eat pork and stuff like that.
I remember that.
Yeah. No, how?
No, I remember people telling me that,
Ah,
like
okay.
in 10th grade.
No.
Yeah, yeah, because I wasn't there, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden in 11th grade, I don't know what happened. I became more religious in the sense that I don't know if Islam is the right religion, but I still believe in something. In that sense, I guess I'm agnostic. But now how I look at it more so is that every religion has its merit, and like you can learn some things from every religion, bits and bobs. So like not
Right.
every,
Yeah.
yeah, like every religion has something that it teaches you. Like it has benefits, it has
Right.
like positives you can learn from, and that's what I
Before
But does that
before Mattis
is that
says anything
teaching?
important,
Yeah,
because
sorry.
we don't
Yeah.
we're not there yet.
yeah,
Obviously, I I also wanted to say that I think one of the I believe there can be quite a few negatives associated with religion, but
mhm,
one of the positives that always stands out has been like being able to instill moral values in people.
yeah,
Sometimes they can be a bit
Yeah.
skewed, but yeah, that's
Mhm.
been
I think
it's a very good
community
thing.
is a big
Also,
is a big part.
also a very big thing.
like
Yeah,
Yes.
also
community and just general love. No.
Mhm.
yeah. Also, when it comes to religion, I tend to like not look at the negatives, and like I just tend to focus on the positives, cause
That's probably the best way to do it.
yeah, and
Yeah, I hope you're not focusing on the negatives on purpose and acting them out.
Yeah. Like that's okay as long as you're not also acting out the negatives.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But also, right now, as of now, I think I'm Muslim. I'm happy to be Muslim.
But when you say, because you say you take, like, would you say you take to heart a lot of the teachings?
Do I take it?
Understood correctly?
Do I take it to heart? Depends, you know. It's there's still like a lot of things that
Some of it.
yeah, there's still like a lot of things that I don't really believe in. Like for example, having to pray 5 times a day, it's something that I feel a bit iffy about, and I definitely don't pray 5 times a day.
Oh, you pray 7.
Yeah,
Yes, you pray more.
exactly.
Yes, you think
Some
five's not enough.
sometimes even 8, depending on my mood.
And obviously, you
Right.
wake up at 5 a.m. every day, so
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
pray. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Right, right.
it's
But-
quite a strict lifestyle to be a devout and strict Muslim.
yeah, which is why I think I couldn't hack it.
Mm.
But other than
Right.
that's where I'm at right now, half and half.
But like, what part do you think like weighs heavier on you, the cultural part or the actual teachings and the Quran and all of that?
The cultural, like I couldn't
Right,
I couldn't
yeah.
tell you what it's teaching me. Like I mean I could, but like not all of it. You know,
Hmm.
I couldn't tell you what like all of the Quran meant.
Right,
Have you read the Quran?
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Uh,
What?
Did you read the Bible, Kelvin?
No, I never. I don't think I've ever read the Bible, which is it's
Wow,
interesting
I
because
thought you were smart.
most people have not read the Bible, but a lot of people I know have at least like some references to a lot of the stories in the Bible.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't really know anything that happens in any of the Bibles, really.
Right.
But Mattis, tell us about your religious beliefs, my friend.
Oh, dude, you're not the host. You gotta let Nila ask the question. I'm not answering you. What the fuck?
nice. What the fuck do you mean? No, what did you say when I asked you last time?
It depends who's asking, but that's not all. That's not it at all.
Nice.
No, I was just unsure. But because I always grew up. So like I'm culturally Christian. I think that's a good way to describe it.
Mm.
Even my mom, who's atheist, or maybe agnostic, but probably atheist, is culturally Christian. So we do a big Christmas thing and kind of an Easter thing. Not too big an Easter, but there's special moments. And so I always kind of had a very down to earth in my, or like, let's say I was very in touch with myself in like with the fact that I didn't believe in God,
Hmm.
and I thought it was kind of crazy to to believe in God and that
Right.
to have all these theories.
Yeah.
But then something switched, right? Because all of a sudden I found myself in a very difficult situation,
Mm.
and not to go into too much detail, but I had this roommate when I went to boarding school, and his dad was passing away as he was my roommate.
Oh, okay.
And I saw his dad shortly before he died when he came to visit, and he was in a wheelchair and all of that.
Hmm.
And when I found out he passed away, then all of a sudden I found myself um, unable to cope, and then I started praying to God for some reason.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
then, yeah, and a few months passed, and that really, I started reflecting on it. But because generally, like day to day, I'll tell you that I don't really believe in God.
Yeah.
But then when something like that happens, all of a sudden, I find myself feeling like I do believe in
Right.
God,
Did you find
if that
comfort
makes
in it?
sense. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It's like it's more of a way of just sending out my messages or like my energy or
Yeah.
something,
Well,
to show like a
yeah.
human emotion of just I don't
It's
know.
quite a silly example, but like for me, a lot of the times, like pretty, I don't really ever pray to God unless I will do sometimes whenever it's just something I'm wishing for. Not like, oh, I want a lot
Right,
of money, I'm gonna pray to God, but like if I'm like, oh, I hope my family member can stay safe until the next time I see them. I'm
right,
like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
And that I also started doing that a bit more.
yeah, no.
Um,
But sorry, that wasn't the silly example. The sillier
oh,
example was I find myself almost every single time when I get onto a plane and it's about to take off, I'm always like, yeah, I may not be too religious, and I may not
yeah, yeah.
strictly believe in you, God, but I just do a little try to pray for my safety and the safety of the plane. I hope it doesn't
Right,
crash and all that stuff. It
Yeah,
only
that's
really
cute.
happens with planes though, which is kind of silly.
No, but
right.
I find it that when I get sick, I'll be there praying.
Mm.
You
I don't
praying.
get sick. I'm just built different.
That's not true.
True, dude. If you get sick, you're not built properly. You
Facts.
must be built a little weird, man. Um, but yeah, I guess I'd call myself agnostic then because I'm not sure. Yeah, I definitely don't believe the whole Christian thing.
Mm,
Or like I've explored quite a few religions, and I believe in a lot of what they're trying to teach.
right. Yeah.
There's also a lot that they're trying to teach that I really disagree with.
Hmm.
But generally, I do think like recently I've because I started reflecting. So who am I actually trying to pray to here? And then I was like, it's probably just whatever it is.
Yeah.
It could be a
Exactly.
god,
Whatever it is. Yeah.
but in my head, it's probably just life in general because life is almost as a concept as mystical as a god, right?
Yeah. For sure.
There's no reason that I should be alive, and that these things happen are just completely out of my control.
Hmm.
Some things.
Right.
So
I've often
Come to stuff.
yeah,
considered whether or not it would make more sense for me to call myself, because as I said, I consider myself more agnostic. But I've also thought, am I
yeah,
maybe more of an atheist than an agnostic person? And um, obviously, for me, I purely do it based on definition, because I feel like the words hold quite a different meaning. Where I feel like atheists can be also associated more with people who like they're anti-religious.
you're right,
Yeah.
right.
So I'm
Which I wouldn't
yeah,
call
I'm not
myself, but
anti-religious at all, but
yeah,
I'm just looking at it purely as agnostic as atheist is someone who thinks there's nothing out there, and agnostic as there's something out there but we don't know what it is,
yeah, exactly.
right? And in terms of that, I feel it for my personal feeling is that there's something out there that we don't understand, like
Right.
or like there must some meaning that we don't quite get, but it may not even necessarily be a god. But yeah, exactly much in the same way of what you said. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But I
So,
guess
Nilo, you're the outlier, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Tell
yeah.
me, why does God exist?
Oh,
no, I
yeah.
mean,
You have to defend all religious people
oh
now.
yeah. Right. Basically, nah. But I find it like it's kind of nice to believe in something at least, even if there's no one or nothing out there. Like it's something nice. It's, if you're
Yeah.
ever in trouble, you can just like there's at least like for me in my case,
Yeah, it
Allah.
gives you hope.
It gives you hope a
Yeah.
little bit.
Like it's not a coincidence that people, yeah, that as Matt has experienced personally, there's just generally more of a sense of religious or like turning to religion when bad things happen to you in your life. It's
Right, because
because
you can't maintain your nihilist or realistic point of view
yeah,
because then you can fall into depression
yeah,
or all
exactly. If you're
sorts of stuff,
faced
right?
with something terrible that happens to you and you're not able to do anything about it, it's good to have something to turn to, you know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, you guys are becoming Muslim tomorrow, right? Mashallah, brothers.
Oh no.
Bro, actually, take me to a mosque, dude. I want to take Neil. I want to take you to a mosque so that you can take me inside. You understand?
Wait, what?
And you
'Cause
guys were all there at
I want
the
to.
mosque in Albania, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, because I wanted to go to a mosque with you. So like, you take me to a mosque
Mhm.
Ah,
to experience it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also realized that the only mosque I really want to go to is one here in Harlem, which looks fucking amazing.
Nice.
There's one here in
So
Rome that I took Antonio to, like in 11th grade.
I've been to a few mosques, and I feel weird when I'm inside. Not like I feel weird in the sense that
your
like
prejudice starts to boil
nah,
over.
I just like they're all everyone else because also often when I go to a mosque, there's other people there, and they're usually praying. So it feels weird for me to think about the fact that they're all there to do a specific thing, and I literally don't know anything about what they're doing there.
Right, it's like you're invading
Yeah,
a space that
yeah,
you're not.
that's
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's why you need to go with
yeah,
someone.
but also if it's one that looks nice, I would definitely go in anyways.
Field trip to the mosque.
Yeah.
Dude, when you guys come to Amsterdam, like in April or May or whenever.
Yeah, let's go
what?
to the mosque in Harlem.
I don't remember committing to this, but okay.
No, yeah. I remember you said you were gonna come to Amsterdam like when? April? Yeah.
Yeah,
April 16th, right? You're coming.
excuse me.
Yeah, you're
And
excused.
you're gonna be on the podcast again, right?
Yeah, exactly. Don't pressure me
Cool,
into
man.
anything, my friends.
I'm happy that you're coming, man. So it's good.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, Niloy will understand that God doesn't exist and join us.
Inshallah, my brother. Together we will go to fuck, I don't know, heaven.
Nice.
Heaven.
I forgot the word Islam word for it.
Nice. I think that as long as your religion isn't an excuse for you to hurt anyone else,
Yeah.
then I think
Yeah,
religion's fine in the world, really.
but religion is so easy to use as an
Yeah.
excuse to hurt
The
people,
thing,
right? That's the
whenever I
problem.
actually think about whether or not religion is good, I always think about things like the Crusades and other just religious killings.
Right, one that I should not name.
Right.
But
yeah,
yeah.
it's just whenever something can be used to kill people, not even hurt them, but just to not even kill, but to commit genocide, it just it's hard to consider the positive. It's hard for me to look at the positives when I'm also
Yeah.
aware
Right,
of the
right.
negatives. Yeah,
And especially when it happens so many times, right? It's 'cause you
still
can't,
happening nowadays.
like if you were outside of humanity, right?
Mhm.
And you saw how humanity behaves, the last thing that I would want to do is give them a book that says that they can get a direct connection to an almighty creator, God, and that they can use it as a justification, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
that they're the holy people or whatever.
All you have to do is, I can. It's just one of those things that can easily be corrupted.
Yeah.
Right.
Like even things that go above just killing people, but just ruining people's lives by giving them, a lot of people have traumatic experiences with religion as well.
True.
Yeah.
Nilo, what would you say is like some of the most positive teachings from Islam for you?
No
If you have
discrimination.
some.
No discrimination. We actually don't discriminate. We actually believe that everyone is equal before the eye of Allah.
You see,
no one's-
if
yeah.
only all. So there's obviously quite a lot of examples of discrimination in terms of different religious beliefs and.
Yeah, like there's a lot of infighting
Yeah,
under different Muslim factions
exactly.
as well, right?
That's what I was thinking.
Which is a problem, right? Because that's not what Islam is
Yeah.
teaching.
Yeah, but obviously you can apply that to all
Yeah.
all religions. Like Christianity itself, like if you read the Bible, nowhere in the Bible does it tell you reclaim Jerusalem by murdering everyone who's not a Christian.
Right.
Yeah, but that has occurred. So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, it's a shame
And, like-
that they all try to be good, but sometimes all good things can be twisted.
Yeah. And like another thing in Islam though is about the females. A lot of people seem to think that Islam hates females for some reason, but actually they're seen on equal footing to men.
Right, but I mean, look, I'm sure you're right,
Yeah.
but also that's not what tends to happen, right?
Yeah, no. They like you tend to see like a lot of men like just beating their wives and stuff like that. And that's like the stereotype that people also see, which is like just not,
Yeah,
which is kind of true in a sense that a lot of people do it, which is really sad, but it's not what it's meant to be.
dude, I'll give you an example, right? And this is a very extreme example, but it was one that stuck with me. And this is not to bash Islam or anything, but my
Yeah.
mom was on one of her work trips, and and she was working with a very isolated community who's extreme, who have extreme Islamic beliefs, let's say.
Hmm.
And the women in that region or that like tribe only got to go outside the house twice in their lives, right? So one when they were transferred from their father's house to their husband's house, and a second time when they died
Jeez.
Oh,
to for the burial. And outside of that, they were kept inside, basically like house stock or something,
Right.
right? And they're not really recognized almost as human beings. At least I don't think that's a way to recognize a human being. So
Hmm.
damn.
that part of me, yeah, that really,
But
um, yeah, I don't know, but that's not per se, the fault of Islam.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also important
Yeah.
not to like there was that really big. Well, at least there was I guess a debate or sentiment of confrontation. I can't remember when it was. Maybe when we were in school, but of like it that Westerners were always saying about how like Muslim women should be allowed to, you know, show their faces and not cover themselves as much. Whereas,
Yeah,
like from the other perspective, from the Muslim woman, it was more of a, I'm like I'm so sad that in your society, it's such a patriarchal society that people are expected to show this much skin and all of that.
right, right.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because I guess they hide away women too much, but we definitely over
yeah.
sexualize as
So
well.
yeah,
Or I don't know if that's definitely, but we have
yeah,
struggles with that.
societies have different values, and just people in general will have different values. So it's just
Yeah,
important to keep in mind, I guess, to not impose your own values on other people.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Any other things you want to share from Islam? Nips?
Eh, I mean, I guess, I guess those two were like the most. I guess those two were like the most important. And
Yeah, I can see that.
I guess one lesser known fact is when you're praying in the mosque, you don't want to inconvenience other people. So that's why technically you're not supposed to smoke. And when you go to pray, you're technically supposed to wash yourself, so you don't smell, and other people can't smell your
Hmm.
bodily odors, which will distract you from the prayer.
Hmm,
So you actually have to be very clean, which
that's
is also
interesting.
why which is also why you get circumcised. It's all because of hygiene.
Cleanliness. I see. I see.
Yeah, okay, but look, this is gonna be a war on two fronts here.
No,
But
Mattis, you're wrong.
circumcision is
Yeah,
ridiculous, dude.
Mattis, you're just wrong, bro.
And and it doesn't help you with staying clean at all.
It does.
What?
And
It
no, it
does.
doesn't, dude. It
I
doesn't,
I
dude.
was not. I was less clean
Yeah,
before I
but
got
that's because
circumcised.
you yeah, but that's because you have a defect or something.
What do you mean?
Like just because you got fucking fungus down there doesn't mean that I have to get circumcised, you know?
Well, I'm not saying you have to get circumcised.
No, but my shit's clean and it's always been.
But
Well,
it's
yeah,
also
I'm just.
proven that
You don't
it's
have to get
just
circumcised.
it's also proven that scientifically actually that if you're circumcised, you're actually cleaner.
Dude, it's literally been proven the opposite, dude. I'll fire some articles at you.
Nice.
Go ahead, man. But literally,
No, not the opposite, but that it doesn't really
I
matter.
think some people, or I heard some people advocating for the idea of not like circumcision is bad because obviously if you're circumcised, your penis head over time becomes more numb.
Whoa! You can't say words like that on the show.
Oh, your
Yeah, your cock.
your members, mushroom head top will
Yeah.
become more numb over time because it's less protected. So I
Yeah,
think people were saying,
that
yeah,
is true.
like it's nicer to have a more sensitive penis, but
Yeah, you guys have less sexual pleasure. I'm just gonna say that.
I think I get I think I get plenty sexual pleasure from
you've
all the
never
sex
had
I have in my life.
you've never had a single sex.
Not even one sex. Damn.
Not even one,
That's
dude.
tough, bro.
Come to Amps, you can buy that shit. No problem.
only 200
Yeah.
euros, you know.
Perfect.
I-
Imagine having
Actually, with
200
200,
euros.
I think that's a good price here.
Is it? You can for sure in Italy, in Rome, you can get it for cheaper.
Yeah, for sure. 50 in here.
30, dude. What?
Damn, why do my friends know the price of sex in other places?
Oh, Neela, because he's weird and I don't know where he gets that shit from. Me, because I watch documentaries.
Yeah, sure,
That's
sure,
it.
sure.
No, dude. I'm just really well versed into like.
The
Yeah,
streets.
fuck.
You got used to the
Yeah,
streets.
I've gotten used to the streets.
True. Yeah, so bring some pocket cash and we can test it out, I guess.
That's great. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Testing
Yeah.
out the $1,000 versus $20.
That would be a good
That
video.
would be
You can
that would be
upload
a
it on
great
the
fucking
Midnight
video.
Kebab channel.
Oh,
True, true.
who's doing it
Coming
though?
out soon.
Who's doing it, Manus or me? Or
Yeah,
Kelvin?
I can't. No, I can't and you can't because it's haram. So I guess
Kelvin, you have to.
it's Kelvin. Yeah.
No, I'm not. Why would I do anything for your channel? I'll just come back on the podcast instead. It's
Fine.
easier. I
Yeah,
just
that's
get to
fine.
sit here and speak.
We'll get Max to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, we can get Max to do it.
But circumcision is bad, dude, and you shouldn't do it.
I mean,
I mean, you can do it if you want, but
from
you shouldn't.
from the point of view of a guy that's circumcised, I can definitely say that I'm glad I am, and I prefer it to if I wasn't.
Right, but what if something had gone wrong, because that does happen, and they fucked up your dick for like the rest of your life, you know?
But luckily,
Then I'd
they
be-
didn't.
No, it doesn't have to be
Then
anything
I'd be
major, but
sad
just
that
something.
it got fucked up.
I would be sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
yeah. So why would you run that risk on your kid if it doesn't have any real benefits?
it's not.
You know?
It's not that big a risk.
It depends.
Well, I guess Nilo's pro circumcision, but I'm just ambivalent. I got
No.
circumcised because it made sense for me to get circumcised medically.
Right, because you had a situation.
That just makes it sound weird, bro.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, you had a circumstance, right?
I mean, I guess it was getting
You
tight
had a
on my penis,
scary
so
circumstance.
the skin was getting tight. I
No,
guess
but
I didn't
Kevin,
have enough
also-
foreskin or something. So
Also,
yeah.
Kevin,
What the dude? If you didn't have enough foreskin, how does it help to cut it off? Dude? You should grow more.
Well, no,
Eat some
because if
vitamins.
eat some vitamins. I don't actually know what happened, but anyways, I went to a doctor and they told me it medically made sense for me to do it. So I
you're
got
just
it
saying-
done.
You're just saying
So,
your
and-
penis too big.
And me, I don't regret it, but I think that whether I honestly have pretty much no opinions on circumcision. I don't really.
Right, but okay, if when you get kids, are you gonna circumcise?
I don't know. I don't really have an opinion right now. So
So,
if the mother
I
has
guess
an
you're-
opinion, I'll see what she
Yeah.
has to say.
If the other father has an opinion, then
No, dude, but hear me out. I'm not gay, and I'm not saying that
Right.
there's anything wrong with that. But how dope does it sound to raise a kid with boys?
with the boy,
Yeah.
Boys,
kid
boys,
would-
boys. I mean, you don't
the
have to
kid
be
would be
gay to
cracked.
raise a kid with boys.
yeah,
You
no,
could just live with a bunch of guys and adopt a kid.
no, or you could just have normal families according to your normal sexuality,
Okay.
and then just like be like, hey, do you want to go to Uncle Nippy's house? You know,
Ooh.
like that's the homie's house, and then you take care of my kid when I'm busy, and I'll take care of yours.
Yeah. No, that's what we will do.
I think
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
great with kids. I think.
So you can't say the word normal, bro.
I think you
That's
will be.
offensive.
Wait, did I say normal?
Yeah, you said normal sexualities.
No, yeah, because like whatever's normal to yourself.
Shame
you don't
on
have
you,
to go
bro.
out.
Shame on you,
Oh,
Manus.
bro, I'm gonna get canceled. Dude, I meant like whatever's normal to yourself. You don't have to go out your way and be gay just because you want to raise a kid with a guy. You know?
Yeah. What?
Fuck. Okay, your preferred sexuality or your whatever.
That's fine.
dude.
Fine.
Just don't circumcise the kid.
I'm pretty sure everyone could tell you weren't being homophobic.
No, also it's actually illegal for me to be homophobic.
Exactly.
True.
Although you do like to convince people that you are a homophobe.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm gonna drop the story. I hope my brother doesn't mind. I think I told him. But a bit I used to do to some people in high school and stuff to mess with them is I would convince them that I was very homophobic and that I got my brother kicked out of the house because I'd tell him that my dad was also homophobic and that I was the one who told my dad and tried to convince him to kick him out and that it worked.
You also said that I was
'Cause
anti-vax. So the moral of the story is that you're just a very mean friend.
No, I'm not. Dude, I forgot. I told people you were anti-vax.
Well, you
That was
also
fucking
managed to
hilarious.
convince quite a lot of drunk girls at a party that I was gay. So
Yeah, that was another one.
yeah,
Uh,
I didn't love that.
And then Max was no.
Oh.
That Max was of traditional
I
German
can't
descent.
wait for you guys to ask Max about his beliefs.
True. Maybe that should be a thing that we ask everyone about religion.
Does he believe?
Yes. Well, not even religious beliefs, just beliefs on, humanity,
Beliefs on
you know,
and stuff.
what kind of humans are.
Yeah,
we should aim for to have in the world. I think we should
he's
aim to
probably
have a
gonna
lot of
say
smart humans.
Aryan.
Oh, wow. Wow, Max. I can't believe you would say something like
I can't. Yeah, Max, please don't say that on my podcast.
that.
For all for legal purposes, obviously we're joking. Max is not
Yes, yes.
part of that.
Max is a
Yeah,
nice guy.
For legal reasons,
Honestly,
that's a joke.
he's probably the nicest guy in the friend group we had
probably. Yeah,
in
Yeah.
terms of least likely to. I remember Max being great because you could bully him as much as you want and he'd never say anything back to you.
true, dude. But I can't believe I actually tried to convince people that Nilo was anti-vax. It was when the anti-vax thing was blowing up.
I thought Nilo was anti-vax. Well, no. Didn't
I said
Nilo
it's
not
'cause
get
he's
vaccinated
Muslim.
until he was like 17 or something?
No,
Yeah, that was it.
That's not what.
No, that was the lie I was telling you. That he just
Okay, I
that he
still
had
thought
just
that was
got
true.
vaccinated.
Alright.
No, dude.
No, but dude, when you go to a school full of these people who don't really know that much,
Alright.
I feel
Well,
Dude,
you don't
and
understand.
You used Islam, and you used Islam as like the
Nice.
reason why I was
Yeah,
anti-vax.
but do you understand why I do it? Because it's so funny. Because you can just
Right.
because you just couple two things in your head
Yeah.
that shouldn't make sense, but you realize that if you say this with a certain voice, people will believe
The
you.
thing is
Yeah.
that I really wasn't paying attention to it. So, like, normally I would have no reason to believe Nilo was anti-vax. But then I've had numerous people ask me, is Nilo anti-vax? So I just assumed that he was.
Dude, like how I really I love that shit. Like I remember when that like for a week I can't sleep, dude. All I'm thinking about is how funny that shit is. And the same with my brother. That like you can look someone in the eyes and be like, yeah, dude, I totally got him kicked out because of his sexuality.
I just realized
And they look at you like, oh yeah, your dad's South American, right? That makes sense. Yeah. Then
I have
Yeah, but what was the reason for calling Kelvin gay in front of all those girls?
oh, he just didn't want me to get any action, bro. He was just
no, it's because you're not gonna get any action.
He was just trying to
anyways,
ruin my night.
because you're scared of girls.
well,
And also,
I was scared of those
to this
girls,
day,
to
I
be
still,
fair.
yeah, to this day, I still don't believe that you're straight necessarily.
Alright.
I need some proof before
I need some
believe
proof too, bro. Who knows?
Oh,
No, Kelvin,
Alright.
you can't be having
What's
this,
up?
bro. Show him your Tinder, bro.
Show him my Tinder. Bro, let me flex my Tinder at you, bro.
Actually, if you think about it,
Yo-
the only person that's actually gay here is Mattis because he's the only one without a Tinder.
I don't think
think you need a
that's
Tinder to
what
be straight.
determines your sexuality.
That's exactly how it works.
Especially
trust
because
me.
you can be gay on Tinder as well.
Fuck.
yeah, that's true. In fact, if you're on Tinder, your game is bad, so that's probably all that means.
Oh yeah, Mattis definitely has the best game out of all of us. That's the reason he has
for
a
sure.
girlfriend. It's because
I have a girlfriend every single day. Think about that.
yeah. It's definitely because he's better at picking up girls than we are.
True.
Nah, I'm not so sure about that. I can't wait till you guys get girlfriends to see who they are.
No man, I'm scared.
Yeah, I know you're scared. This is my dude. Finally admitted it.
Yeah,
2 hours in.
I am scared of girls.
Yeah, there you go. So I
Only the
was right.
scary ones though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in that way, I'm also scared of boys.
Alright, man. So we were supposed to talk about Roma and UK as well.
Ah,
But I think we'll leave that till next time you come. on, man.
ah, perfect.
How about that?
I think that works perfectly. That way, the populace, the audience,
They have
they'll
something
just
to wait for.
Yeah, they'll have something to be excited for. Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know when we're gonna have you back on.
Well, if you
'Cause
if you want to see
I
me
do
back
have,
on next week, put it in the comments.
No, I need my headspace, dude. I can't talk to you this often, man. But I think Kelvin was a good guest. I think you've been a good talker.
I
I
think Kelvin
disagree.
was a good guest too.
I disagree.
You disagreed?
Yeah.
Dealer, you were quiet this episode, dude. You had to talk more, man.
No, I disagree with Kelvin being a good guest
Oh wow.
Oh, why? How so?
because he's Kelvin, dude.
True.
I am Kelvin.
Dude.
I can't argue that.
No, dude.
Are you gonna post this on your story?
I remember I said in episode 1 or 2 that Kelvin would only get a shout out once he got on the podcast. So I guess shout out to Kelvin, bro.
That's true.
Oh, yeah,
I
shout out to
remember that
Kelvin,
Shout out
too.
to Kelvin.
Shout out to
Worst
Kelvin.
homie ever, but he has good music and street cred, so we let him hang out with us.
Yes. No, when you guys said that one nice thing about me last podcast, I almost cried.
Wait, really, dude?
I just cry a lot, bro. That's
Oh,
why
can you
when I
explain?
start releasing music on SoundCloud, make sure to follow me. It's gonna be under the name tag Tearless Snacks, bro, because I don't cry ever.
Do you cry a lot? I think.
Have you ever seen me cry?
Kelvin, you're crying right
No, but
now.
do you
Exactly.
can you explain your emotions, dude?
Can I explain my
Because we
emotions? I don't really show my
you feel
emotions, so
exactly
yeah,
because you feel emotionless,
pretty
but then it's
much.
very clear that you have
Of course,
emotions.
I have emotions. Everyone does.
Yeah. No, Ali doesn't.
No, Anna's just
Fun
quiet,
fact.
bro.
Ali's a bit quiet. Yeah.
hmm
All right. So you just don't show your emotions, I guess.
no, I just say I don't show them. I don't even think
Very
that's
much.
accurate. I think everyone shows their emotions differently. I guess maybe I'd say I show them less than other people,
Right.
but it's just I would just say it's just my way of showing my emotions is different in the fact that I probably just don't show them as much.
So
So yes, I
that
have
sounds like a
disagreed
big
with
way to say
exactly,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But I don't
a weird
necessarily
way.
think it's a thing of I feel less than other people.
That's just a long and weird way of saying that you're drogato.
See,
Pretty much, yeah.
drogato di
Yeah,
merda.
no, that's pretty much the point I was trying to get across there.
No.
Are you gonna send this podcast to your mom, Kelvin?
Hopefully, I wonder if she'll listen to it.
I hope so too. Maybe she doesn't listen all the way,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
if you are listening, Mama Kelvin, shout out to you. It was very nice going to your house and eating that one time.
Guys, I tried
I
making
still remember the
amatriciana
good food.
yesterday.
How'd it go?
Oh
Hey,
wait,
ask
can
your
I
mom.
complain about this real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Alright.
That's it. This is just shout out to your
So
mom.
obviously we're not gonna do the Roman UK part now. But one thing I've learned about living in the UK, which I learned yesterday, is that I was at the supermarket picking up some pancetta because I assumed there was no guanciale here. And I'm pretty
Yes.
sure
See,
there isn't. But I was gonna get some pancetta, and they had normal pancetta, and then they had smoked pancetta.
Okay.
And I was like, well, this is weird, but surely the Italian one would have more flavor. So maybe the one that's meant to be like Italian pancetta is smoked pancetta.
yeah, that is the idea.
That's what I would
I
think, and
think.
that's why I bought it. But then I when I started cooking it, I smelled something quite like it was different to when I cook with normal pancetta, and I looked it up. And the thing is that pancetta itself is a cured meat which is not smoked. So if you smoke it, it's no longer pancetta.
Yeah, but the thing is, in order to cure it, you need to like let it stay for a while,
No,
right?
yeah.
And the Northerners don't have time for that, so they smoke it to go through that
That
process.
could
I
be
think.
it. But yeah, apparently the thing is that if you have meat, like when I looked it up, what I found was someone talking about the difference between pancetta and bacon. And I guess the
Right,
main difference is that they're both cured pork meat, but bacon is smoked and pancetta is not.
right, right.
And my complaint is that they should not be called smoked pancetta if when it's smoked, it's no longer pancetta.
True.
Thank you for coming
Uh,
to my rant.
No problem, bro.
yo,
Anytime.
do we have anything else to say, man?
Yes.
All right, go on.
I have nothing else to say. Thank you.
All right, guys.
No, I have something to say.
No, dude,
Yes.
fuck you. All right,
You
guys.
guys
Yes,
asked me
Kevin,
to
Thanks for
bring
coming.
some very good questions for you guys, you know?
True.
Oh, dude.
So instead of
All
doing
right, go on.
that, I just remembered it right before we started recording. So in 5 seconds, I came up with something in my head. So
No, that's just the
and obviously
question.
there's only
Alright.
one of them. So I thought I'd ask it to you before
Yeah.
we signed off. I just
Okay.
wanted to ask you, do you generally prefer like lighter colors or darker colors? But in the sense of if you take a color, like what's your favorite color?
Green.
What about you, Mattis?
Probably blue.
So Niloy, do you prefer light green or dark greens?
You see, it depends because I used to do art, and it depends.
All right, Mattis, do you prefer dark blues or light blues?
So it depends. Depends who's
All right,
asking.
thanks for coming, guys.
All right, see you guys in the next
Wait,
episode.
Kevin, what's your favorite color?
Fuck, dude. Okay,
It depends who's asking.
Me,
I'm,
I'm
I'm
asking.
desperately trying
It
not to hit
depends
the
who's
2 hour mark,
asking.
dude.
Me,
If you
I'm
want to know
asking.
more, you'll have to come back on the episode where we discuss
True.
colors.
No,
Alright, guys,
don't do
say
this
the
to
outro,
me.
dude.
Don't do
I'm
this
gonna.
to me, bro.
All right, I'll
Don't
say
be
the
nice.
outro. Guys,
Alright,
thanks
Kelvin,
for
yeah,
coming
take
to
us out.
the Midnight Kebab. If you like me, then follow me on Instagram.
Bro, this isn't a platform for shoutouts, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, guys. See you next time, dude. Peace.
Hey,
Peace.
peace,
Peace.
peace.
On the shore, looking into the horizon. One by one, the waves whisper help, we're dying. Witnesses will not find the peace among the clueless. Listening to Bo, we sing the word is not something you can change.